Game ain't based on sympathy. Remember that.
You already know. Get off, nobody gon' pull out your stick. Get off, everybody gon' pull out your stick. Pull out your stick, 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 pull out your stick. Get off.
What's up, Cane Nation? We in the building, baby. Welcome to another great episode of Canes Talk Live with your boy, Coach Hayes, on the Coach Hayes Football YouTube channel. Appreciate you coming in. I know we just a hair late, but that's okay. Coach was taking care of some business. But we still don't stop the show. We ready to rock and roll. So I appreciate y'all coming through. As you do, as you pop on in, make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe button, as well as notification bell, so you will have all of this content that comes out on this channel. Also, make sure you take a look at these WREs that's popping out. That's the Watch, React, Evaluate segment of this channel where we break down all the top talent in the nation. I know we got a lot of Cane fans in here, but Coach love football, so we're going to talk about a lot of players in general. So with all that being said, see, I got to stay out the chat. Stay out the chat. That doggone LMV already started. Shout out to the producer in the building. But we got a lot to talk about, a little bit of time to talk about. And I titled this show, The Miami Hurricanes Are Built Different. Here's why college football should be worried. And on the thumbnail, I said the Miami Hurricanes have college football scared. And like you say, we're in a slow news cycle, but hey, here it is. Here's why I say that. You know, you guys know I have a day job. And at my day job, if you don't know, I'm in the Central Florida area, and I'm literally in Gator and Seminole country. And I work with a few Gators, and I work with a few Seminoles. And I'm the only Cane fan walking around that joint. Boy, every day they come at me. Every day. Boy, like, you know, Coach, y'all ain't gonna. Guess what? That mean they scared. Because you know what? They used to say, Coach, y'all gonna get, man, these people they talking different now. And I want to bring this up because I want to hear the people's point of view. And I have to give Mario Cristobal a ton of credit in what he has built in this fourth year, going into his fifth year in this period of time. And I believe in my heart of hearts that Miami does have college football scared, because as I think about it, getting ready to do this show, I'm kind of looking through college football and looking through like the news cycles, and everybody talking about what's expected of Miami and this kind of stuff in Miami and this type of stuff and yada, yada, yada. I'm like, man, these people are talking like, boy, the Canes finna put some work in. And that mean they scared. They ain't talking about the usual suspects, the Alabama, Ohio State, and Georgia's, Miami everywhere. NFL talking about Miami. ESPN talking about Miami. Shout out to Josh Pate. He always gonna check out Miami, see what they doing. Right? Mario Cristobal said we ain't done ish yet. But yet everybody's still showing up for these Miami Hurricanes. And so we're gonna talk about it. I want to go through a couple of things I got up here about why I think this is what it is, right? First of all, we all know that Mario Cristobal's superpower is recruiting. And he has done, I think, a phenomenal job. Are there some things that we can add to it? 1,000%. But for the time being, for where things were, like people said, and how it was going to what it is today, it looks and it feels 1,000% different. And that's the God's honest truth, right? The kind of players we're getting in, what the players look like. Because at one time, we were kind of small, right? We're not small anymore. We got some pretty big dudes. And I'm not just talking about O-line, D-line, but we're just talking about across the board. And I think Mario Cristobal understands that. I think that's something he has understood from the beginning. When I had opportunity to work with him at FIU, he understood getting the best players you possibly can. Does that mean you're going to always land the best players? No. But getting the best players that you possibly can and get them to come in and buy into what you're selling. That's a key component to recruiting, right? Sometimes schools sell themselves and give credit to those schools because said coach may have built that up. But Miami didn't have the same allure as it used to have back in the day. Let's just call it what it is, and that's fair, okay? We went through some downtime from the Larry Coker, the Randy Shannon, what's my man with the tie on? Al Golden, all these cats, Mark Rick, all of that kind of stuff. But Mario Cristobal came in here like a pit bull and attacked the recruiting trail. If you heard what I did there, go ahead and put it in the chat. He came in like a pit bull and attacked the recruiting trail. So he has been stacking some classes, okay? Have we been getting the elite players? Not necessarily, not everywhere. I did a show about that, I want to say last week. Why are the top players not coming to Miami? But that's okay. We're going to get those guys. We're going to get them to come in. And I think as you start building this fence, you don't build a fence around something in a day. It takes time. You got to put the post in. You got to map that thing out. And as you're building the fence, some things will escape, and that's okay. But once you close that deal off, they're not going anywhere. And we know this. We've been losing a lot of players to a lot of good programs. We've lost a ton of players to the Alabama, to the Georgia, to the Ohio State, all of those different schools. And I totally understand that. But you can see that fence is closing in, and it's getting closed in year by year by year. Okay? And we're not talking about guys that came in and did phenomenal jobs like a Restrepo, who was there prior to Mario Cristobal, but guys that were under the radar. We're talking about guys that's on the radar coming to Miami, right? It's a blessing to catch a Malachi Tony, right? Let's be honest. I don't think anybody in their mama understood who or what Malachi Tony would be to the Miami Hurricanes. Let's be honest. You understand? And a great pickup, great evaluation on the talent bar when it came to that. But like I said, he's done a phenomenal job, as well as with the transfer portal, in there, understanding what you need at the quarterback, picking up some linebackers, some D-line, some DBs. Like the Keontae Scott pickup, phenomenal, right? Keontae Scott wasn't on anybody's map prior to that. CJ Daniels wasn't on anybody's map like that. So that's a phenomenal job when it comes to those things. All right. Now, here's another thing that I think Mario Cristobal has done well, but I don't think it's anything new. Let me just be clear when I say this. This is something that he has done extremely well, but it's not new to college football. He built this thing from the inside out. That is not a new phenomenon. That is not a new philosophy. But he's built it from the inside out, from the trenches to the perimeter, okay? And understanding quarterback is a main necessity. And when I look at quarterbacks, that's not part of the perimeter. That is the captain of the ship, El Capitan. And you got to be able to find a guy that can play quarterback, okay? You can build all the O-line you want. You get great running back. But if you don't have a captain of the ship, it's not going to be good, all right? And so I think he's done a great job with that. Looking at the relevance of Miami when it comes to the national scale, right? I think the relevance in the state of Florida is signified already, right? It's already mapped out. It's grown its roots. We understand. We already got the state champ shirts and all that good stuff. And I think these players in the state of Florida really understand that Miami is moving to a different tier when it comes to their style of play, okay? But on a national scale, it's starting to get even more relevant. People that, remember, these players didn't watch Miami in 01. They don't know. They have not a clue. They weren't even born. Their parents probably hadn't even met at that point. Let's just call it what it is. But now people on a national scale, including the media, are starting to understand how the U is moving forward. Okay. And I think that's big. And it all goes back to the recruiting and to the culture building. Next, shout out to Mario Cristobal. When he got hired, he laid out a plan for the university of what he expects from them. And I think it was a clear-cut plan. I need A, B, C, and D to be successful. But here's the key point. I'm going to also need E, F, G as we move forward. And this is something I give the University of Miami and the leadership, the brass, credit for, understanding the vision. And this is something that we missed in the past. The president, the board of trustees, or however that works, the boosters didn't have the same vision as maybe some head coaches. Now, Mario Cristobal probably demanded that, and his up was, I can't say he was a former player because Randy Shannon was a former player. However, it wasn't his first rodeo. So he came in and said, if you want me to come back to the crib and coach for Miami, my alma mater, the place I want to be, I need these things in place. And I have to give credit to the university. They did that. Have to give credit to the president. He did that. Have to give credit to the athletic director. They did that. And they're continuing to do that. If you look in the background of these videos, if you go check out Footballville or Canes Inside or Cane Sport, when they're on the Green Tree Field, you can see all of the construction going on in the background. And this is something I said about Miami a long time ago. The things that we have in the building today were still 15, 20 years old compared to other colleges. And I've been to, I can't tell you how many colleges I've been to. I've been to, if it's 136, I've probably been to about 60 of them. And the stuff that you see in some of these facilities is mind-blowing. And even though Miami was getting new things, it was an old idea. I want people to understand that. Just because it's new doesn't mean it's not an old idea, right? The kind of lockers and all. Yeah, that's new. And I'm not knocking it. I'm just telling you, we were still behind the 8 ball, even though we were getting new things. It wasn't up to par when these players go to these other facilities and see and compare what was what. And I'll go back for a quick second and say this. The internet, their phone, the access is not like it used to be. It used to be a media guide. I'm going to get one of these. I got one of these around here somewhere. For some of y'all don't even know what a media guide looks like. It was a big book. They gave it to recruit. You had to flip through the pages and all that stuff. Yada, yada, yada. But it was pictures. Now you have video. Now these players, outside of taking an official visit, have an opportunity to go and tour these places. Travel is a lot less expensive today. Well, maybe not today, but you know what I'm saying. Not like it used to be. You have high school coaches taking their players around. 7-on-7 leagues are taking their players around to play and go see these different facilities. And they get a chance to make a comparison. And Miami is still in the process of catching up to that, to where a lot of other people are. I mean, think about this. We saw LSU spent, what was it? 80 million just in their locker room or some foolishness. Okay. Northwestern put 800 million in there. I mean, that's almost $1 billion into the stadium at Northwestern. Okay. So Miami is still in the process of catching up, but I believe that's part of the master plan Mario Cristobal had when he laid out his vision in his quote unquote interview process. Okay. So I have to give him a ton of credit when it comes to that. Now, the NIL structure. I don't think anybody knew what NIL and what transfer portal was going to be, especially at the time when Mario Cristobal was hired. Was it around? Yes, but not like it is today. And the NIL structure and how that's done, whether it's the Kane connection or whatever it is, however that goes, I don't have the insight on that. But I think they have also done a great job with managing that money, okay? Understanding who has the value, who are you going to pay, where are you going to pay these players, and how you're going to pay these players. I think that's very big. We've heard some horror stories about other colleges promising NIL things and it not coming through. I have not heard that since. Now, it may have happened at Miami, but I have not heard that in the news cycles or in these podcasts or the talking head spaces where Miami is not honoring their NIL obligations, put it that way. And I think that's something they have done a great job. Next, kind of going back to recruiting. Coach Cristobal and his staff understand depth. Having depth is key to success. Because one thing in football that is inevitable is injury. Injury is important. And I can tell you this firsthand. Your starting lineup is what you do in game 1. By game 12, not the same. I promise you that. Some people are going to be hurt. Some people are going to be dinged up. Some guys can't play as hard. They all shot up. They got torn this, broken that, and they fighting through it. But they're still not giving you that 100% because they're beat up. It's a physical game. And so understanding how to build that depth through the recruiting, through the transfer portal, has been key to Miami's success for the past, I'll say, 2 years here, right? And that's key. The South Florida footprint in recruiting. I think Coach Cristobal has done a good job mending some fences with some of the high school programs here in just South Florida, Central Florida, as well as North Florida. Some high school coaches were pissed with Miami, the way in which it was done. Now, some of these high school programs, they need to go make a sandwich. I had to. Sorry, Amanda. I had to. But some of these high school programs need to stop crying. You didn't have the players in which you thought you had, and Miami couldn't take them. Second is, Miami can't take everybody, so we have to understand that as well. But some programs kind of got screwed over. And guess what? They cut Miami off. And I can tell you that firsthand. They have cut Miami off. Nah, you ain't getting them players. And what happens? That leaves an opening for other people like Brian Hartline to come in, the Nick Sabans of the world to come in, the Kirby Smarts to come in. And why is that? Because those programs over their time have planted roots in South Florida to get these guys out of here. And you know who's one of those people? Mario Cristobal. When Mario Cristobal left FIU, he went to Miami for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month. Then he went to Alabama. You think he wasn't going to attack South Florida? Yeah. So Mario Cristobal, you part of the problem, man. You done came in here and messed up our stuff. But now you fixing it, so I ain't really tripping. But I'm saying that a person like Nick Saban, I go back to say this about Nick Saban, all the way back from Michigan State when he came and got Cedric Irvin and a bunch of other players. Out of South Florida. Robert Flagg, I think he backed on the wall somewhere, out of South Florida. He understood that. He goes to LSU, keeps getting South Florida players. Dwayne Bowe, he up there somewhere right there. Terrell McGill, he up there. Ali Highsmith, he up there. A bunch of South Florida kids. Then he goes to Alabama and does the same thing. Well, guess who else is on that staff? Kirby Smart. But let's not forget the Brian Hartline I brought up. Brian Hartline played for the Dolphins. He understood. Now, I can't say he was out there recruiting because he's playing. But they understand South Florida talent. It's a no-brainer. South Florida has always been the mecca of talent. That doesn't mean there's not talent anywhere else, but I just want you to understand how that works and understanding why these other people came in, because the University of Miami at some point, really messed up a lot of relationships with South Florida high schools. Now, were some coaches a little too sensitive? Yeah. Maybe they wanted a job and they didn't get it. Maybe they wanted you to take this certain player and it just didn't work. I tell you right now, myself, Coach Dunn, Antonio Brown, same Antonio Brown, AB, we took him to Miami. Guess what? They said no. Coach, he too little, coach. What? And they turned him down. I'm just calling a spade a spade. They turned him down. Now, we weren't butthurt about it. We were shocked, like, golly, bro, you just had a dude like Roscoe Parrish. He wasn't the biggest cat. He's going to replace him. But unfortunately, there were a lot of very good players in South Florida that Miami, Larry Coker, I don't know how Larry Coker loses out on a Dwayne Bowe. How do you lose out on a Terrell McGill? How do you lose out on an Ali Highsmith? How do you lose out on a Max Jean Gillis? Sony Michel. Well, Sony Michel no more later. But all of these kind of guys would have been at Miami. But the problem was they thought that people were going to come to Miami because it was the U. And that was the catastrophic flaw in that philosophy. And I can tell you that firsthand. Then Tanner Moss gave Dwayne Bowe University of Miami shoulder pads. He played with him in high school. He the only dude on the team with orange and green shoulder pad. Our colors was maroon and gray. He never came to recruit him for one day they came. Never forget. Larry Coker, Michael Barrow. Hell, I even think Swayze came. A couple of dudes. They were in a Cadillac Escalade. Never forget it. Pulled up, jumped out. That was the only time I ever seen him. But you know who I saw every week? Guess who I saw every week? He stood about this tall and wore a pink jacket, and he talked like this. Nick Saban. So let me get off that rant, but I just wanted to say that's where I believe Mario Cristobal understands that. He has always understood that. He didn't learn that from Nick Saban. I'm as honest as the day is long. When I worked him at FIU, he understood recruiting. He understood Antoine Barnes was before him, but he used to always say, Coach, we need another Antoine Barnes, a Toric Williams that we had. He went and got Toric Williams. Emmanuel Soren, a.k.a. Maye, Malik Jones, all of those kind of cats. He understood that. So I think he's done a great job in regards to that. Next is culture building. I think he still brings the old school approach to coaching, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You have to modify it a little bit because you ain't dealing with the same kids. You're not dealing with the same parents. But understanding and keeping the same foundational principles, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. You got to be tough. You got to be on time. You got to follow the rules. You got to do these things. And I think he understands that in the culture. Now, here's what I will say, because you know I'm your favorite coach, and we're going to keep it 1,000. And they say 1,000, wow. Some of that had not carried over on the football field when it came to penalties. That's still part of building a certain culture. Huge penalties, emotional penalties, false starts. That's lack of focus. I'm not talking about aggressive penalties. I'm okay. Me personally, I'm okay with an aggressive penalty. What do I mean? A guy is trying to make a tackle and he gets a face mask. Man, look, do I like it? No, but I get it. But late hits, false starts, personal fouls, too many men on the field. That's either emotion or lack of focus or both. But aggressive penalties, pass interference, man, I'm trying to make a play. I get that. Even holding. You know what? Hell, I'm getting whooped. Guess what I'd rather have? I'd rather have a holding call than you beat me so bad you blindside my quarterback. He fumbled the ball. They pick it up and score, decline the penalty, touchdown. Don't like it, but it happens. It's football. It's football. So I say all that to say, I think it's gotten a little bit better. Now I don't have the stats on the actual penalties, and I want to break them down in category. Aggressive penalties versus lack of focus and emotional penalties. We still have some of that, but from a cultural standpoint, meaning the kind of guys you're bringing in, the kind of program you want to have, the kind of coaching staff you want to have, the buy-in that you have to have from the university, the fans, the players, the coaches, the training staff. I do think it's a night and day deal. Let's look at the offensive side right quick before I open up the phone lines and we get jumping. I'm going to do the defense as well. When I look at our run game, I still think it's going to be physical. I am not, how do I say this? Because I'm not here to bash anything. But I do feel that we could have been a little more physical in the run game. And let me explain why. You may not agree with this. Go back and look at the tape. Or join the membership, jump in the Discord with me, and we could go look at it together. We weren't people moving last year. I'm going to just call a spade right here. We did some position blocking, but we weren't ground hogging people. We weren't bulldozing cats out the way. We weren't forklifting dudes using that because of the double teams and maybe even because of the type of runs in which we were running. Okay? I understand everything doesn't have to be, a duo or this or that. I just got your text message. If you're watching, call in, man. Let's talk about it. Appreciate it. We had to be, I feel that we could have been a lot more aggressive at the point of attack. We could have done a lot more, how do I say this? Using our big bodies to our advantage on the pulling game. I thought we were big, but we were athletic. We had guys I thought could move. Even though they were big, they could move. And we had big bodies running the ball as well. I thought we could have attacked that a little bit differently. That's just my opinion. When I look at the receiver room, we got a Malachi Tony coming back. We know that. That's a given. We got him for at least 2 more years. He going to do the Reuben Bain on me. He going to be selfish. He's selfish. He going to only do 3 years instead of 4. But I understand. However, we have to find guys that can stretch the field. I'm going to keep saying that. Do we have those guys? Maybe so. I don't know. I didn't see the spring game, so I'm not here to speculate. And for me, shout out to the Players Club. I trust no one's information but my own. So my analysis of that will happen once I see the first game against the Christmas trees back there in 129 days. We have to have guys that can stretch the football field or take it 60 at any given moment. And I know you like, but coach, you keep saying that. Well, I'm going to keep saying it because it's a fact. That's just what it is. It's a fact. You can't deny it. I'm not talking about making guys miss in a telephone booth. That's great. That's a great highlight. Oh, broke his ankles. 6-yard gain. 12-yard gain. Yeah, move the chains. Referee doing this. Move the chains. No, I want referee doing this. And I ain't saying all the time. Don't get me wrong now. I need these, not these. That's him telling chains move for those that don't know. Red zone efficiency. I don't know the exact numbers, but just recalling our games, I don't think we scored enough when we were in the red zone, meaning touchdowns. When Coach Shannon Dawson got in his bag is untouchable. And I'm not talking trick plays. I'm cool with a trick play here or there. But I'm talking about dictating to the defense. Right? Not tricking them with a halfback reverse pass. No, those are cool. I'm not mad about that. I'm cool with that. But I ain't saying that's the only way we need to score. I'm talking about manipulating the defense to put us in an advantageous position to score. That's not a trick play. That's calling plays. Creating confusion on the defensive side to manipulate the defense so we have the advantage. That's what I mean. You want to throw a trick play in there here and there with Malachi and halfback, jet sweep, pass to the backside dragger? Cool. I like it. I'm all for it. But that's not what I mean. I mean putting this team in an advantageous position to score based on formation and motion. I keep bringing that up. Finding ways to get your best player the ball. And when he does that, it's great. I think he does a phenomenal job when he does it. Okay? Just want to say that. The next is, from an offensive perspective, is quarterback play. I think we've done a phenomenal job in the transfer portal with quarterbacks. However, I want to say this. I have to be honest here. This is our third one and done. Yeah, I know he might have some time, but it's one and done. My question is, how good is the backup? You remember I went earlier and I talked about your team is only good as your reserve players. If something is to happen to Mensa, can the train keep moving? For example, let's go look at Chambliss. Austin Simmons was starting. He got tweaked up and hurt a little bit. I thought he kind of did the young man wrong, putting him back out there while he was hurt, and he ended up getting really hurt, even more where he couldn't recover. Chambliss comes in, takes over, and the train keep running. Do we feel as confident right now in that situation with a Luke Nickel, a Judd Anderson, a Darion Coleman right now? Because football is football. When 300-pound bullets are running around, something's going to bend backwards and something's going to break. That's life. That's the game. And that's the question I have offensively. Defensively, really quick. Our defensive line, we know we lost quite a few guys. Definitely lost a difference maker in Ruben Bain. Definitely lost. See, the difference between game changer and difference maker. We lost a difference maker in Ruben Bain, and that's okay. It's college football. Nobody stays forever. Game changer in Mesidor now. It's not a bad thing. It's just a different thing. Difference makers, game changers. A lot of people are worried about our linebacking core. I have to be honest with you. I'm not too worried. I thought Muhammad Torre played well, especially as the season went along, learning the system, getting into it, and he showed he got better. Wesley St. Pay beside him. Well, we got a guy like Chase Smith. I know Chase Smith has some injury issues. I get it. But I think between the both of them, we got 15 years of college experience. Hell, what haven't they seen? Tell me what they have not seen. And to their credit, and to give Corey Heatherman nothing but love here, I think he did a phenomenal job teaching. One thing that sparked my interest, and again, I didn't see the spring game last year. We weren't allowed. But when he got to the podium, he talked about teaching, and he was a teacher. So it's not just regurgitating my plays and what do you do on this? No, teaching the plays. I would love to sit down or just sit in the room, listen to Corey Heatherman teach installs. Just let coach sit in the back and listen like this. Because I done been in some coaching rooms. Everybody in that room lost, but the defensive coordinator. Coaches and all. Coaches writing more than the players. Damn. Like, God damn it. He's supposed to do what? He said what? No, what he said? Coach is asking players what the coach just said. Because it's the defensive coordinator's plays, and he's been running it 10, 15 years. He know it like the back of his hand. But there's no rhyme or reason to it. He took some from this coach. He took some from that coach. Took a little bit of this and that, but never made it his own. So when he taught it just like he learned it. But it doesn't make sense to the people who got to perform it. And that's where the problem lies. One thing I give Corey Heatherman, his credit, his teaching ability. Let's not slip now. It's all, you got talent. You got talent. But you still got to teach the talent what you want. And you know how you know if your kids got it? They are playing fast. They're playing fast. That's why you could take a 4'6" dude, he playing like he's 4'3". Because their feet make up for them 0.3 of a second. I'm sorry, their feet. Their mind makes up for those 0.3 of a second. Because they're playing, they have a full understanding. That's what's important. I always gave this analogy back in the day. Do you think you could beat Usain Bolt in a race? Hell no. But what if Usain Bolt, before he took off, he had to say 3x plus 12 equal 24. Ready? Bah! I beat him every time because I ain't got to think. I'm gone. I'm out the blocks. But if he got to do math before he can start running, he in trouble. That's what I want people to try to understand about football. If your kids are not trying to compute the defense, and wait a minute, coach said if the receiver line 2 yards outside the hash, then I got to be 1 yard inside. But if he here, but wait a minute, if his left foot up, then I got to be here. But if his right foot up, then we're going to play cover 2. But if he do this, but if he got on blue cleats, we got to play cover 3. But if he got blue cleats with white laces, we're going to play cover 4. Trust me, I've been there. I've seen a coach give players 5 different checks for one formation. 5 different checks for one formation. If they come out in trips, which is 3x1, and the second receiver's up, we're going to play this. If the first receiver up, we're going to play that. But if the third receiver is up on the line, then we're going to play this. But if 1 and 2 receiver is outside the hash, then we're going to play that. But if 2 and 3 is inside the hash, then we're going to play this. Man, God damn, coach. But if they motion to 2x2, then we're going to play this. But if it's 2x2 outside the hash, man, God, man. That's why your defense looks slow. So nothing but love for Corey Heatherman in this. Not thinking creates aggression and speed on your defense. I can play fast. I know where I'm supposed to be. I know how I'm supposed to get there, and I know who I'm supposed to crash. Straight up, straight down. And I thought he did a phenomenal job with that. Real quick, 862-799-9956. Please call in, and I would love to hear your thoughts in regards to what I'm talking about here. Also, let me see a couple of more of my little notes here. Here's something I want to know. Is the U-Bat, who do you think is the most underrated player on this roster right now that you think will be starting? Underrated player that you think will be starting. Like, they ain't looking out for this dude. This dude gonna be Like, I'm gonna call it honest. I'm gonna call it honest. I might be wrong as the day is long. This might be a little crazy, but that's not right. He wasn't underrated, but he damn sure overachieved as Malachi Tony. He overachieved by leaps and bounds. Again, I don't think he's underrated, but I definitely didn't think he was on the radar to do what he did, just to call a spade a spade. All right? Who do you think is the most underrated player on our roster? Give me an offensive guy, give me a defensive guy. Right now. Okay? Real quick, I'm going to open up the phone lines here, 862-799-9956. Please feel free to call in. If you're new to the show, when you call in, you can actually hear the show. You can hear us talking. I don't know if maybe you're just watching on your phone. You may not be able to see us, but you definitely can hear us talking the conversation as we get through this deal. I'm sorry, I want to read a text message to somebody right quick. It's important. I like what you're saying, Steve. I like what you're saying. I agree with you 1,000%. I agree with you 1,000%. If you get an opportunity, man, please call in. Let's chop it up and talk about it. Ahmad Moten, I see that name pop up a couple of times. He was my Potts player. Chase Smith, Potts player, pop off the screen player. Ahmad Moten was my Potts player, pop off the screen player. All right? So that'll be interesting. I got my man Shock on the line. We're definitely going to chop it up, and we're going to talk about it. Real quick before I do that, hit the like, share, subscribe button if you're just joining us. We appreciate 104 and climbing. We are on Facebook, YouTube, as well as Twitter. Like I say, also make sure you join, make sure you join the membership as well. All right, come on in, just turn your phone, turn it back straight up and down, and hit the join button. Join us on the Discord. You can come on in and chop it up with us as well. If you come on in, do me a quick favor. Go up to there's a thing that says join the, what does it say? Hold on, I'm getting to it. It says join membership. If you click that where it says join membership, it'll show you how to connect your YouTube membership to the Discord, and it'll open up other doors in rooms for you, and you can join on in. Sometimes people join the Discord, but they didn't link their YouTube, and so therefore, it treats you as if you just came in to join. Because you can join without being a YouTube member, but there's certain things you won't be able to access. So I just want to put that out there. Come hang out with us, man. We have a good time in the building. All right. Let me get my man Shock on the line. Let's see if Coach is bumping his gums. Well, he agree with what I'm talking about. Shock, talk to us, man.
What's up, Coach?
Good, I'm good. You sound like you're a little muffled. Talk to me.
Oh, you can hear me?
Oh,
you ain't telling no lies, Coach. You ain't told no lies yet, man. Everything
not yet.
Spot on.
Not yet.
No, not yet, Coach.
Okay.
No, all the time, man. I mean, no, you spot on, Coach. In my opinion, I told you a long time ago, I feel like we back. To me, first of all, being back, winning the Natty alone ain't the only definition of being back. Because if I'm not mistaken, Michigan won a Natty maybe, 3-4 years ago? Would you say they're still back? Right now in 2026, I don't really consider Michigan back, for example. So I think we're in a better position than Michigan. And they got one, 4 years ago? We ain't got one in 25 years. So, for example, I don't think that's the only definition of being back. I think we're back to being consistently, like I told you before, in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the underrated part, Coach, I got a few for you. Offensively, I would say Marty Brown is probably the most underrated we got.
Okay.
That's my personal opinion. I think we got a few on defense. Moten is definitely one.
Mm-hmm.
Torrey, quiet as kept. People talk, oh, he's 7th year, whatever. The man had injuries, but either way, the reality is he led the team in tackles last year quietly. Nobody talks about that. But he was our tackle leader, and he's back. So
Okay.
you got to get a man some level of respect for that. And I think Armando Blunt slept on. I think Armando Blunt's a real quality D lineman that goes under the radar a little bit because he's kind of like, he's not a tweener in the sense of being undersized, but he's a tweener in the sense of like he's a swing, he's an end/tackle. He could play all across the line. So he kind of gets, you know what I'm saying? He's not a pure pass rusher per se, but he's a damn good D lineman that gets overlooked a little bit. He'll probably put up a lot better numbers this year. But as far as everything else, man, like we got a squad. We got a real squad, Coach. This D-line, I know you said we lost some difference makers, and we definitely did, but I think this D-line will be better than last year's D-line overall because it's going to come at you in waves. I think we got about 9 D-linemen that can play, and that's a deadly thing when you got 9 who can play, and they're all comparable within a certain level of each other, when you can rotate them and keep them fresh, and they don't get tired and worn out. I think we got 8, 9 that can play, that can really play for us, man. Yeah, that's
okay. Hold on, Shaka, because I want to clarify something real quick before I move on. Shout out to the Juice, been a member. Appreciate you for the $2. I saw it come up, but I didn't want to break my train of thought. For the $2, and Mario, we trust. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, Juice, as always, for that. Okay, you said we got 9 that can play. Quantify or
at least 8. At least 8. I might be a little stretching it with 9, but maybe 9.
Okay. So just talk to me a little bit. Who are these 9? I want to hear this. I think this would be pretty good conversation.
Okay, let's go. I'm just off the top of my head without looking at a roster. We're gonna start with, obviously you got Moulton and Justin Scott back at D tackle.
Okay.
On the edges, man, we got DNs for days that could play. You got the kid out of Missouri, that you loved out of high school from Venice. The kid Damon Wilson. You got Marquise Lightfoot. You got Blunt. You got.
You said him already.
What's the kid out of Georgia? Herbert Scroggins. You got. Oh man, where does it stop? If from what matter of fact, on another good note, I just heard the other day from Bird that Hayden Lowe's back down at the crib, so he is gonna be here. So that's another one. At D tackle, I named the 2 D tackles. Then you got the kid Keona Brown that came from Nebraska. You got the kid that came over from Ohio State. His name's skipping me right now, but we recruited him heavy last year as a freshman. He went to Ohio State for a year, but he's a baller. Man, we got literally 8, 9 that could play for real, Coach. I'm not talking out my neck. Right? When I say I follow this recruiting, I keep up with talent acquisition. That's one thing I know, man. I told you a long time ago, I know ballers when I see them, Coach. D-line, we got depth for days. Running back room, depth for days. Wide receiver room, depth for days. In the secondary, we deep for days. At linebacker, maybe not so deep, but between Torrey and Chase Smith, Kamal Bonner should come on this year. We adequate. We adequate at linebacker. Torrey is underrated. Torrey, that's an old school linebacker. He'll headbutt you, knock your head loose, boy. He'll give you CTE out there, Coach. I like him. He used helmet. He coached he played linebacker the old school way. Headbutt you.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Ain't no sparing. He don't care about no sparing, no targeting penalty. He gonna thump you, boy.
All right, hold on. Let me ask you something. Let me before you go through all those. Let me just talk about D-line. Okay, give me a quick second to talk about a little D-line since all these Hurricane fans are lining up to call in, and you're the only one on the line.
Pickett, I forgot. There you go. Thank you, Manuel. Pickett is a baller. Oh man, it's crazy, Coach. It's crazy.
So hold on.
It's crazy.
I wouldn't be Coach Hayes if I didn't ask you these things. So I gotta ask you. All right. You said Herbert Scroggins.
Yeah.
let me go back and do this first. Who do you think the starting four are?
You got Ahmad and Justin Scott obviously inside. I would say to start the year, from what I've seen at the end of spring ball, it looked like most likely to start out at least, it'll be Damon Wilson and either Lightfoot or Blunt.
Okay.
With the other two ends being you got Lowe and whoever don't. So you got if Blunt don't start at the end, he'll back up at one spot. You could start Hayden Lowe. You got so many options, man. You got so many options, coach. You can go so many different directions. Obvious passing downs. If you want to get a bunch of pass rushers out there, you could, like I said, Blunt. You could play a deep tackle. He's faster. He's gonna whoop guards. You could bump Blunt down inside, with say Jacquez Carter or Keona Davis, and then put Lightfoot and Damon Wilson on the edges.
Okay.
And you faster than everything out. There's so many things we could do. We can go big with the two starting tackles. Hayden Lowe on the edge. Hayden Lowe gonna be like a Ruben Bay type, a prototype on the edge. He's more of a traditional run stop in a strong side DN. We could do so many things, man. It don't make no sense, coach.
All right, well, hold on. Hold on, because you the only one on the line, so you ain't got to spill it all out. We can have an actual conversation. Real quick, I got to correct myself. I said Armando Blunt. Real quick, I said Armando Blunt was my Potts player, and that's not factual. It was Ahmad Moten. I misspoke, so I like to correct myself. Here's my question to you. Here's my question. Speaking of a guy like Herbert Scroggins, you think he comes in and play? You say he could ball. Won't be Coach Hayes' vibe. Okay, I get it. How do you know that? Because I followed spring ball. I seen what I needed to see. Well, I seen him as a freshman last year. He showed flashes. From what I understand, the offseason, he's put on close to 20 pounds. He can play, man. And again, I don't listen to fans and dudes that look like Feinbaum in glasses and Mel Kiper. I listen to dudes like Jason Taylor. When I follow boxing, I listen to fighters. I don't listen to analysts. Okay. I don't listen to so-called experts. I listen to people who know. So I listen to Jason Taylor. Jason Taylor tells me a kid can play DN, he can play DN. Well, be careful.
Like, I don't have to answer any questions.
To your point,
Andre Johnson tells me you're a good wide receiver. I don't need to ask no more questions. I know you're a good wide receiver. Mike Tyson tells me you could fight. I ain't got to ask no more questions. You probably could fight a little bit.
I get it.
You understand?
But let me ask you this. Hold on. Coach like to be a little messy just for a second. Hold on, Shop. Now, I ain't never heard a coach come out and say none of his kids can't play. So to Jason Taylor's point, or his credit, I get it. He's doing his coach thing. Hold on.
That's fair, coach. I don't mean to cut you, but that's fair. But there's a difference. You're right. A coach won't say that. What a coach will do is shut up and not talk about you at all if you can't play. But when a coach comes out his mouth and tells you a kid can play, he's not just talking, bro. Especially a coach the caliber of Jason Taylor. If he tells you a kid can play, he's not saying it for the sake of saying it. If anything, he'll shut up and not diss the kid. If anything, he just won't say nothing. You understand? It's kind of like the old, you're a coach. You know what they say about coaches. If a coach don't talk to you, you're probably sorry. But if a coach always on your back, on your neck, it's because he sees something. Okay. You understand? So if he's taking the time to get at you, it's because he sees something there. If you don't understand what I'm saying? But
I get it.
If he ain't saying that you at practice and he ain't paying you no mind, he don't have no plans for you. He don't see nothing in you. So it is what it is. So that's why a lot of players get emotional when a coach on them, he picking at. No, he ain't picking at you. He sees something. Okay. You understand? So that's how I know it. He ain't talking for the sake of talking, coach.
I got you.
Kid, that kid's 25 pounds bigger. He can play, bro. It's crazy, bro. The amount of depth we got, coach, the secondary is so deep, it don't make no sense, man. Running back room. Y'all already know how I feel about Beck. Mensah's so much better than Beck, it don't even make no sense, bro. It don't even make no sense, coach. It's only two possible little spots where people just want to raise questions for the sake of raising them. And that's on the O-line and maybe at linebacker. Maybe. And like I said, Torre a baller. And Jackson Cantwell, you heard it here first, dog. Jackson Cantwell might very well end up being the best old lineman ever come through the program. He's that good. He's that good, Coach. You heard it here first.
Okay, I heard it here first. Let me ask you a quick question. O-line, you say you follow recruiting. I got you. Let me ask you a quick question in regards to our center. I was not very enthusiastic about our center play last year. I thought Matt Lee did a phenomenal job coming from UCF. Last year, when I looked at damn, what's his name, bro? I can't think of the kid's name.
Yeah, what's his name?
Not Bowman.
TCU.
What's the kid's name, man? Somebody help me, Lord.
The one from TCU. I know who you're talking about.
I forget his name, man. No, he's not from TCU. I thought he was from Bama. What's the kid's name?
Yeah, both. He played at both.
No,
he played at both.
Not Carpenter, the one that was getting his pushed in. The kid,
something Burger or what's his name? I don't know.
Golly, I can't think of this kid's name. The center. As much as 52, number 52, Brockmeyer. Thank you, Juan Manuel. Brockmeyer. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. A little underwhelmed with him. And I think his biggest problem was strength. And his strength lacked because I think he lacked a little technique. When you're not strong, but you have technique, you can kind of overcome a lack of strength, if this makes sense. Now we have what's the kid? Rodriguez coming in. He's been there for a minute. I'm not sure if I'm overly confident with that gentleman. I don't know. Again, I'm speaking because I have not seen the spring game. If I was at the spring game, I may have a total different outlook right now. I may. Rodriguez, thank you. But I'm just saying. I'm saying this. But I was saying what I'm saying is my concern on the O-line is right there at the center position. I think that's what I thought that was the weakest link in the chain last year, right there with Brockmeyer. And I don't know if Rodriguez is the same case. I don't know. I know when I did see him play, there were some things in there. But again, he gets better. Things get better. I'm only speaking of what I have seen. It's not fair.
Right.
It's not fair for me to assume something. I can only go based off what I've seen. Now, if I went to the spring game and I saw him doing something totally different, I may be playing a total different tune right now. I wasn't there, so I don't know. And I can't say I don't trust I hear other people, but I like to see stuff for myself because I feel like I know what I'm looking at. And so that's an issue right there for me, as we saw it pose a couple of problems even in our run game last year. And that's why I said the styles of runs would have helped Brockmeyer so much with a down block, right? He's here with a down block. Instead of trying to hold that block himself, you get a down block right there where you get a double team and climb and get to the next level. There's so many times I've saw, and this happens to everybody, so y'all don't kill me on the all-cap Twitter space, where he got pushed into the running lanes, or he couldn't control a man fast enough on these zone blocks where the running backs had to evade him because there was so much penetration. Do you think that's a concern? And then I'm going to go ahead. I got some other callers on the line. Talk to me.
Yeah, I agree. I can't argue with you there, Coach. I agree with you there with Brockmeyer last year. From what I've heard, Rodriguez is supposed to be stronger. But you're right, he ain't proven yet. I guess that could be a question right there at the center spot. So I can't argue much there. I know they say the kid, you probably know his name better than me. The kid SJ Alifalofa or whatever.
Yeah, he played fullback for us. He played fullback.
Yeah,
he played fullback.
I heard he's a pretty damn good center. His problem is that and he said it himself because he played guard in high school. And they say talent-wise and blocking-wise, he could be dominant, but he's adjusting to snapping the ball and using that offhand or whatever. So it's still a process for him as far as that goes.
Okay.
But from what they say, it's not an ability thing with him. It's just more so adapting to snapping the ball and using it offhand or whatever, and just kind of playing into the position. But
Gotcha.
so we'll see how that works out with him. Hopefully, Rodriguez. I don't know if you recall, Coach, but he was starting 2 seasons ago with Cam Ward. He was the starter. The Florida game, the first game of the year, he got hurt near the end of that game and missed most of the rest of the season. So, I mean, he liked to think he could play if he was able to get a starting job going in 2 seasons ago. So hopefully, I mean, to your point, he got to prove that, I guess. So I guess that's a question.
Yeah, and like I said, he's a 6-year redshirt senior, 6'2", 300.
Right.
Not overly big. That's okay. Centers are like that. I just, in my opinion, I think we got to find ways to help because he does have to snap the ball. So he's kind of at a disadvantage, but all centers are at a disadvantage. So it's not a handicap because every center goes through. It's not like he has to do something that no other center has to do. So it's not a handicap when we talk about center play. That's part of the position. You got to get your hand back, get it back up, so forth and so on. But there's techniques that help balance that out. But Shaka, man, I appreciate it, bro. You always be first on the line. Thank you, man. You always kick this thing off, keep Coach from drowning. And but we're gonna rock this thing out. Oh shoot, Get Down Brown was on. He just hung up. But call back in, Get Down. But we got Chris Kane coming up next, man.
What do you think, Coach?
My brother, thank you, appreciate you. All right. See right here, Ralph says center play in spring hurt was not good, bad snaps. Yeah, see, I don't know. So we definitely want to check that out. Okay. I'm trying to catch up with some of these deals here. Get down. What's up, baby? Call in, man, when you get a chance. We got Chris Kane on the line. Chris, talk to us, man.
Yo, what up, Coach? What's going on tonight, man? I'm just tuning in to the show. What's up? What's the topic? What we talking about?
Man, I went through a whole about a 40-something minute soliloquy up in this joint, man. I was making it happen, man. So I don't know, I'm just talking trash. But anyway, hey, I'm here, man. We're just talking about this team. I gave Coach Cristobal praise for how he has built this thing from the inside out. I think, like I said, it's not a new phenomenon, not a new philosophy, but he's done a good job at it. A lot of people understand that philosophy, but they're not good at it. And I think he has done a good job at building that up. Like I said, I still think that we need to have some people that can stretch the field vertically. I still think we need some home run hitters in there in order to make this thing happen. I love the fact we got chain movers, but I need goal line crossers, if that makes sense. And I thought in the red zone that we should have been more creative. And I don't mean trick plays. I'm talking about manipulating the defense a little more. But I thought when Shannon Dawson got in his bag, I thought it was second to none. The problem is you got to open that bag a little more or put some more gems in the bag that you can use. And I don't think it's a hard thing to do to manipulate defenses. You just have to use some motion and some formations to get them thinking. And I gave the example real quick. Usain Bolt would blow my doors off if we were in a race. But if Usain Bolt had to figure out 3x plus 12 equals 24, solve for x, before he could get off the line, I'll whoop Usain Bolt behind every time if I don't have to do it, because I don't have to think about it. I just take off. So if our players if players have to think, they play slower. You can manipulate. Same thing I was talking about on our defense in reverse, that where I gave Corey Heatherman some love, was that our players are not trying to solve for X. They already know the answer. 2 + 2 is 4. Bam, let's go. And that's what it is. Shock, don't do that. Shock, don't you do that. Hold up, Chris, before I get on. Kelly Mike, I see you back there. Shock, let me tell you something. I got the fastest 10 centimeter split in the 40-yard dash you ever seen. Don't you ever do that to me, Shaka. I got the fastest 10 centimeter split in the 40 you ever seen. Just want to say that. All right. Sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
Well, I think this year is going to be different. To be honest, from what I've seen, you know, I mean, we all know what's going on. We all know what's in front of us. We all know where we're at. We know what's ahead of us.
Mhm.
What we got to do. We know we hold the fate of our own destiny. We can't leave it into the hands of the ref or nobody else. We got to take care of business. You know what I'm saying? 10-2, that's cute, that's cool and everything. We've been there and done that. We went 13-2 before the Natty, 13-3 afterwards. Okay, we know what it is. We couldn't win 10 games. We did it twice. Okay, couldn't win bowl games. Knocked 2 of them out in the same year. Haven't won a bowl game in 10 years, Coach.
Okay.
10 years.
Damn,
Slowly
it's been
but
that
surely,
long?
Mario is building this thing.
It's been that long?
2016 was the last time we did it with Mark Richt.
Lot of mercy.
Manny Diaz was the DC.
Lot of mercy.
The Russell
Athletic Bowl?
Bowl,
Oh,
to be exact. They don't even have it no more.
damn. The last time
You
we
know what,
won a
Coach?
bowl was 10 years ago, and the bowl still, it don't even exist. Jesus.
Shaq Quarterman was a freshman for us. Yeah. Right. So with Mario saying that we are getting back to work, he didn't promise us a national championship first year, second, or third. He said we're building. He said we're back to work. And that's what we've done. Every year that he's been here, he has gotten better. He goes from the 5 to 7, getting rid of all the fat, getting rid of all the trim of the fat. It's a survival of the fittest. Sometimes you have a big herd, sometimes the herd needs thin. Okay? Then he had the whole thing with the whole campaign. Come get your damn kids. Come get them. They don't want to play here? Come get them.
Come get your
Take them home
jit.
with you. Let them transfer. Let them go somewhere.
Come
get
get
your
your
kids. Remember that,
jit.
Coach?
Come get your jit.
Huh?
Come get your jit.
Yeah, come get them. Come get them. Come get them. You don't. They don't believe, and they don't believe in what Mario is doing. They don't want to be here for the work. They want stuff handed to them. The door is that way. We're gonna work. Went from 5 to 7, 7 to 5, 10 to 2, 13 to 3.
You know what? You know what,
think
man?
about this. Every year he's been building.
Yeah.
He's
You
been
know what?
building.
You know what I'll say, Chris, real quickly. And Shock brings up a good point. He said we got position coaches that turn 3 and 4 stars to first, second round picks. Stars be down. But here's what I will say: the same way I talk about your reserve players, I don't like to call them backup, second string, but your reserve guys or your rotational pieces are the key to success. Right. Are the key to success when it comes to football. Well, your position coaches are just as valuable to your coordinators, and I think he brings up a very good point. I think the bringing in a Damian Lewis interior, I thought was phenomenal. Not just because he played. I think he did a good job coaching, and he understands. I heard, what was the guy? We were still looking for a cornerbacks coach, and he just turned. Was it Terry Jefferson?
Yeah, Terrell. I was just about to get to that. Yeah, Terry. I forgot his last name, but he Jefferson. Got hired within. I just found out about it today when I was in the space on X. Yeah. They found out about. I forgot his name. They had the guy's name.
Terry Jefferson.
Terry Jefferson. He already knows the system.
Right.
Yeah, see, he already knows the system. You know what I'm saying? He's already been there. He already knows what Mario expects.
Damn, Coach.
He's hiring from within.
Coach Cristobal. Got my number, bro. Coach need a job, man.
Yo, holler at him, man.
Damn.
Man, maybe sometime he ain't gonna call you. You gonna have to call him, Coach. Real talk.
Why he ain't gonna call me?
You want to get? Man, I don't know. Mario be busy. I don't know.
He better be
you
busy.
Have to holler at him,
he better be busy calling Coach Hayes because I'm his favorite coach. So if I'm his favorite coach, then he need to be calling me. He got my number.
Hey, man.
Shoot.
I know. Man, you might have to reach out to him, though, Coach.
I ain't want that job. I ain't want that job no way.
Huh?
I ain't want a job no way. Nah.
Coach, let me tell you something. Mario Cristobal call you right now. Man, F this deck on YouTube. I'm gone.
Hey, guys, today's our last show
right now,
on Canes Talk Live. We love you. I appreciate everything that you've done. Keep your membership. I appreciate you. The channel ain't going to be closed, but the damn show going dormant for a little bit. I'm here for one contract and one contract only. I see you in a couple years. Peace. How about that? You like that?
That's it. You better go. You a damn fool if you stay. You a damn fool if you stay. We know where you at, coach. The only thing I ask.
Talk to me.
Brother, some tickets. Just give me some tickets, bro. That's all I want to do.
I got you.
That's all. You ever get back out there? Hey, brother, I'll take a Miami-Dade shirt. You know what I'm saying? I'll take something from FIU just to be down there at the crib. Yeah, it doesn't even matter.
I got you, dog.
I'll take anything. Shit.
Yes, sir.
But anywho, this year, from what I'm hearing, it's going to be a lot more solid. You know what I'm saying? From when I was on the show on Utah not too long ago with Melvin Bratton up there. Shout out to him. Shout out to the boys over there in Utah. Mm-hmm. Melvin Bratton was on the show. They was over there. He said, "Listen, this is just like the '86 team. They took that loss when they lost to Penn State. They had the better team, just like we had a better team than Indiana. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing: Indiana's defense was ranked higher than ours. Mm-hmm. They were ranked higher than ours.
Had a good
Come
defense,
to find out, when the coach said so fair, said this is the toughest offense that he ever had to face this year. See what I'm saying? So basically, it's like, we're in the right position. We just got to get over that hump. Melvin Bratton said himself. He's been out there to the practice. It's looking like the '86 team. Everybody's having continuity. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's holding each other accountable. Nobody is bigger than the program, fam. Nobody's bigger than the program.
Who's doing?
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I feel like, to be honest with you, hey, we're going to be all right. But like I always say, and I say it every year, one game at a time.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're going to get back there. We control our destiny. And that's it.
That's it.
And that's
man.
all, Coach.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate it, man, as always, man. I got Cali Mike on the line, man. Old West Coast kill off in here. We're going to see what he's talking about.
Yeah. All right, cool.
My man, Chris, appreciate you, brother, as always. Man. My man. Yes, sir.
Huh? Look.
I said, no, I appreciate you, man. My man. All right.
Oh, man.
Shout out to Chris. Oh, my bad. I hit that button on him. My bad, Chris. Real quick before I get to Cali Mike, man. Like I said, 132 and climbing in the building. We are on Facebook, YouTube, as well as Twitter. Make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe button, notification bell. Also, man, go check out the merch, man. We got some new look. I got to get a thing to put up here, man. Go to the store and check it out, man. And we're going to get that thing rocking. Got a couple more ideas. We got some Hazism shirts coming out, man. Some favorite lines, man. Trying to do some good stuff here, some new stuff here, man, and make it happen. Since ain't nobody buy my Underdog King shirt. Ain't nobody buy my Underdog King shirt. Those some haters. Haters. No, I'm just playing. It's all good. All right, here we go. Cali Mike, talk to us, man. What's on your mind, brother?
What's up, Coach? I told you, man, you got to get it every year. We get a little something. You know, if you go back to 24 when Cam Ward, the secondary was awful. We had to rebuild that. 25, we went and got, the Mr. Coach Heatherman. We went and did that. Each year we're getting something. You want it all, Coach. You want speed. You want us to do everything. We got to recruit these high school kids, retain our roster. Then we got to go recruit the portal. We build it. We come in. It's like a set of stairs, man. You can't walk up 5 at a time. We stepping up every year. We getting better and better. We here now, though. We're at the top of the stairwell. And you
so how much time? All right.
Just have to put it. It's like a Christmas list. You got to put it on there.
Hey, one thing about you, Cali Mike, I like.
What's that, Coach?
That's you, my brother. Because what I was going to let me ask you this. First of all, I'm a little mad at you because you always say I'm negative. Well, I don't know how long you've been watching.
No, you doing your thing. You coming around. You drinking your cane juice tonight.
But you still ain't gave. See, that's the thing. Brothers love to tell you what you did wrong. But tell me what I did right tonight, Cali Mike.
See, I ain't say you did that wrong. I say you got a wish list. I'm just
no.
like
I ain't
Christmas,
saying tonight.
You know,
No, Cali Mike. First thing you say, Man, coach, you always on Mario head. You don't never talk positive.
That's true.
And I'm asking
You
you,
did.
is tonight was I negative?
What you did, coach? You sat down and you looked at you. You a smart man. You a thinking man. You know, you sat down and I'm sure you answered them questions yourself, and you thought about old Caddy Mike saying, "Every year we get better." And he
No, I
said,
didn't think about
yeah,
that
the
part.
record get better. Then he said the offense this get better. The secondary was trash in 24. That got better. You know, we just ain't getting better at everything immediately. We building it slowly. You know, it's a building, coach. We you know we putting it all together. We can't
Okay.
just slap the roof on. We gotta build it up, coach.
So
We
let
gotta
me
get
ask you
to the
this.
roof.
So let me ask you a question then, brother, since you want to build so much. You know what I'm saying? What's a good timeline for you? 11, 12, 13 years till we get to the top of
5 years, and then you sustain it. It's 5 years to build it, and then you come on along and make repairs. You upgrade, you know. But the building takes 5 years to build.
Okay.
Once you got the building up, you know, you sometimes you'll add a room on. Sometimes you'll patch a hole in the ceiling. Sometimes you'll change put in the hurricane shutters. You know, you but the building up. Nah, we got it up. It's upgrades, coach.
Okay, let me ask you this. 20 years ago, 2006, Mario Cristobal gets the job. Right? Mario Cristobal gets the job. What would be his timeline in 2006? Let's just say it's the same scenario, same team, but 2006 NCAA rules. How much time would you give him to build this thing up?
Same 4-5 years, but it would be different. It was easier then. It was much easier. Nick Saban, Urban Meyer, them boys couldn't do what's going on now. It take a different type of coach. Because you, like I said, today you got NIL, you got kids can transfer every year, coach.
Okay.
You think Nick and Urban Meyer had to deal with that? If Mario ain't have to deal with that, man, you know the monster he'll have right now.
I get that.
He'll have a monster, coach.
I agree, but I'm not complaining. I'm just simply saying.
Well, I ain't saying you was complaining.
No. I know, but I'm saying you also have
been better 2006.
Yeah, but you have to also remember this too. That same mechanism that he has where they can leave, that same mechanism allows him to bring people in like Cam Ward, Carson Beck.
That's true.
And Damian Minson.
But coach, he ain't got to worry about. He get a kid that's a freshman. That's when he kid third string because you got a sophomore, 2 sophomores that's excellent, and they're gonna play one more year and leave. The freshman come in and his little time, he shows something. He ain't got to worry about a Texas A&M saying, man, you ain't got to sit no one more year. He go $2 million to come over here, and Miami can't give you $2 million because they got 2 kids that's in front of you playing the same position. You know, back then you could have a Clinton Portis and a Willis McGahee and a Frank Gore all on the same team. It wouldn't happen today. Would not happen at all. But, you know, Mario do his best. You remember when Frank Gore was a freshman, remember he came, I think it was West Virginia, Virginia Tech, one of them games he came in and showed out, but he had to go back to the bench because he still had them other boys out there. He'd have been gone. He'd have been snatched.
No, I get that. That's not my concern. Real quick though, Callie. Chris Brown says, "Man, coach, what you want? Them boys was 40, I guess, yards and 45 seconds away from the kill." How do y'all take this as complaining? I'm not saying you
ain't complaining.
No.
I'm with you tonight.
No, but I was reading Chris Brown. What I'm saying, I'm not complaining. I'm just this is where I hope you're not offended when I say this, Chris Brown, but this is where fandom and coaching don't mix. This becomes an oil and water type situation. Understand what I'm saying? You guys, and I say you guys, I'm speaking generally, or maybe I'm speaking from a fan's perspective. You look at it in one lens. I look at it in another lens. And I've said this numerous times on this show, and I'll say it again. When I speak, it's not a complaint. It's almost a checklist of what needs to be done or fixed in order to be successful. This is how coaches think across America. No, Mario Cristobal.
I agree with that.
I know, but hold on. Mario Cristobal himself, the night that Natty was over, and he jumped on that plane and headed back to Miami. You know what he did? I can guarantee this. If I wish Josh paid to somebody, maybe Coach Cristobal called me. Let me interview you. I'll ask you this question. As he laid back in that seat and he's watching, just staring into space, you know what he was thinking about? All the
How
things.
How could I improve the team?
That's it. And that's all I'm stating. He didn't say in that game, man, we were only 40 yards and 45 seconds from winning the chip. Man, you know what?
But a coach can't think of it like that.
I know, and that's what I'm trying.
Can't see it like that.
I know, Callie, but that's what I'm trying to get people to understand when you come to this channel, is that that's my perspective. And to your point, Mario Cristobal didn't just look back and say, hey, honey, I forgot his wife's name, but hey, honey, we were only 40 yards and 45 seconds away from winning the Natty. Man, we did an awesome job this year. He's trying to contemplate and think of ways to fix this. He has already realized Ruben Bain is gone. Mesidor is gone. All of these things have taken place on that 5-hour flight or whatever they were on the way back home. And that's how we think. So if people come here, and I tell people this all the time, if you come here to smell the roses, no, we looking at the thorn bush. We ain't worried about the roses. The roses are good. We ain't got to talk about that. We looking at the thorn bush. We looking at what's bad. How do we fix it? And that's what I like to convey on this particular channel. Again, we'll talk good, but we're really going to talk about how do we do this to get better, right? And so I say all that to say, maybe because we got some new listeners here, Callie, is that's how I look at things. It's not a negative more than it's a constructive criticism. Talk to me, Callie. And I got Cuzzo Brown on the line.
But you got to look at it this way, Coach, okay? First of all, majority of people, fans, they don't look at it as a coach. But in what you're saying is correct in the sense that you can't lay back on rest on your laurels. You can't do that, because the minute you do that, you dead. Every coach that want to stay on top got to do that, because let's say you had the perfect year, okay? Mm-hmm. You got other coaches in the lab watching film, trying to find your weakness, and you doing the same to them. So it's like everybody, that's all they do. Everybody looking for the weakness, Mm-hmm. I'm looking for your weakness. You might come back next year after I went 16-0. This is what I want to say to you. Mm-hmm. I heard Dabo Sweeney, they played a tape from Dabo. This is before the season last year. And Dabo's, he said, we want to be the first team to go 16-0. And they was talking to him about the team he was bringing back and all the talent. And he was glazing his team, talking about the talent they had. Mm-hmm. You see how bad Clemson was last year? So as a coach, you can't afford to do that.
Mm. Right.
But it's a tape. If you go back, Clemson was picked. I think they had Clemson. Some people had Clemson number 1 last year. But they was definitely in most people's top 4 before the season started. Mm. And he talked about how good. You can't, as a coach, you can't do that. But see, when you coming off to the fans, you gotta, okay, we did good, but there's always room for improvement. You got to come from that aspect.
And I thought I did that.
But nah, Coach, you be ripping my man. You be ripping my man Shannon Dawson sometime, Coach. I just tell you the man.
And I praised him.
I will agree.
No, but I praised him.
Agree.
Yeah, y'all too sensitive. Y'all too sensitive in a gladiator sport.
No, we ain't sensitive, yeah, Coach. It's just that when you rip somebody, right, you got to rip him for something that he continued to do for the whole season. You can't rip him for, if we ain't got no tight ends, like say our tight end right now, I think the weakest, if you had to look at our team and judge the talent, the weakest spot is the tight end. But we, like I said, we can't get everything. You know, I'm sure they're trying to get it, but that ain't. But you got to be able to, as a coach, where you know your weakness is, work to your strengths, and then use them weaknesses as little as possible. And that's what they did. They really didn't use a tight end for the last 2 or 3 years.
Are you kidding me?
Use no tight end.
That dude was on the field. Are you kidding me? A tight end was on the field.
But I'm talking about running plays. No, coach. I'm talking about how many plays they call for these guys. I would guarantee.
See, that's the problem. Stop. Hold up, Callie.
Amount of plays.
That's the problem right there. And that's the problem when fans, I'll say it like that now, when fans look at the game, you only think he's valuable when he's catching the football. And as a coach, hold on.
That's not true.
You just said they didn't run plays for him.
We don't run a lot of plays for him.
Exactly. Right. That means catching the ball, right?
No, yes, but he's still valuable as a blocker. Yeah,
and how good was he? And how good was he blocking?
But think about this, coach.
No.
Wasn't blocking well at all. But,
exactly.
Okay, hold on.
Wait, Callie. Callie. No, Callie, let me answer these questions. Callie, let you ask the question. And you said that the tight end was the weakest. All right, cool.
Yeah, weakest position on the team.
All right, fine. And then you said they didn't call a place for him, right? Meaning for him.
A lot of them, no, they didn't.
For him to get the ball. I can agree with that. But he was on the football field 99, probably 95% of the time. He or a tight end was on the football field in 95% of the calls. And so therefore, do you think our tight end blocking was at least in the C range?
Oof. C minus.
Okay. A C minus. And you don't even believe that because you had to think about it. However, let's go with it. A C minus. See, you laugh because you know I'm telling the truth. But a C minus. So so when you ask me, why do I rip this guy? Because we are more in love with our playbook than our players. And I'm not going to go through the names. I don't care about that. My problem is, and so when you say I ripped the guy, first of all, he ain't a player. I'm going to always protect the player.
No, I'm saying rip him as a coach. You ripped the man.
No, I know I'm supposed to. That's my job. Because you just telling me.
But you can't. But rip him on. But what I'm saying,
rip him on what?
Rip him, right? You ripping them on. You find you doing what coaches do. They look for the weakest, but that's not the whole. You're telling a piece of the story.
That's not true.
Tell me the whole story.
The whole story. What would you like? Hold on. What else would you like to hear?
The whole story. Don't tell me about a tight end that's a second string tight end when the first string tight end got hurt. He battled injuries the whole year last year, and he ain't that good. He's okay. He's better than the other guy, but he battled injuries the whole year.
Kelly Mike,
That's
stop.
That's what I'm saying.
Kelly Mike, you got to stop.
Kelly
Mike. Exactly. And we continue to leave it on the football field.
You ain't got no choice. He was the best blocker available. And he wasn't that good.
For a tight end. Why do you have to have a tight end on the field, brother?
Because he's better, maybe, and I'm just assuming here, he's a better blocker than the third or fourth wide receiver.
You don't believe that. You don't believe that.
I can't tell you that. You asking me a hypothetical here. I can't say that.
But you don't believe that. You don't believe that.
I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know if that's true or not, Coach. Now we could go back and forth about that because none of us know. Dawson and Mario see him every day in practice. Now, if there's somebody better on the bench at blocking, I don't think he would have not put him in the game.
I don't
believe that. I believe we in a 2-minute. This guy played. Now you got to look. This same guy played Pringle. He played Malachi. These guys started some of the time. They didn't start at the beginning of the season, but Pringle played a lot. True freshman. So why would he, at the tight end position, if he had a better blocker or a wide receiver that was a better blocker, why wouldn't he play him? Maybe he didn't have nothing. Maybe that was the weak spot.
All right, let me ask you this. As Chris Brown said, we 45 yards away in 40 seconds to a national championship.
Okay.
He still was on the football field.
Yeah, because you were strong so many other places. Sometimes your strengths will overcome your weaknesses. We've seen that before.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It will sometimes, I can't say we can't speak for all the time, but sometimes your strengths, and like everybody's saying now, everybody thinks that we'll be better this year and the offense will be better because we got a quarterback that can throw deep and that's real accurate. Beck had a arm that was coming off of surgery and he played okay. So they said that the plays, from what I was listening to, the guy was saying that we did some things to help Beck out. Okay. When Beck would try to throw deep, it would get picked a lot of times, or so maybe we got a healthy quarterback, so you're gonna see things that you didn't see last.
I hear all that. I'm not talking about that. You because you say
no,
I'm
saying
no,
with
but you
the tight
saying
end too.
I know, but you saying I ripped the dude as I should, but I've also praised him.
Yeah, you should.
No,
but
but that's the thing.
But
hold on,
what I'm saying, when you rip them,
but you also listen for a second. You say I ripped him, which is fair. But I also praise him. I just said when he get in his bag, it's second to none. See, that's the problem with everybody get a trophy society. You only hear one side. I clearly said tonight and other nights, when Shannon Dawson does these things, I said, did I not say tonight? When he is in his bag, it is second.
Oh, yeah, you said it.
I know, but we don't bring
but
these
I got to
things
come back at you, Coach. I'm just coming from the other side. Sometimes
I know, because that's all y'all want to hear. All you want, I tell people on this channel. No, I tell people.
Switch it up.
Real quick. I tell people on this channel.
You talk that way all the time.
Yes,
you switch it up, Coach.
What?
You switch it up. You switched it up tonight. I've heard you switch it up. But all I'm saying is, what you're supposed to do that. For one, you hosting the show, okay?
Yeah.
So when you host the show, you got to come play devil's advocate sometime. And I hear you say that. Let me play devil's advocate, because that's what keeps the conversation going. You are saying things to make to further the conversation, and I can admire that. That's cool.
I got you.
Well, and that's what you do. And I mean, you good at it, but Kelly, Mike, and a few of these other people, we're gonna come back at you. But some come at you, and you go to chopping them on the side, hitting them in the left side of the head, then bop them back to the right. But
all right, let me ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you one last question, because we have a mutual person. If you understand where I'm about to go with this, imagine if I had a young man playing linebacker for me, right?
Okay.
That game out now, and he's done things, and I'm just like, hey, buddy, I sure wish you would have made that tackle, but it's okay. You know what? The other 15 tackles you made were all out of sight, my man. You're awesome, but we lost the national championship because we missed this textbook tackle right there in the hole. Hey man, just make sure you at the award ceremony and you get this trophy.
No, well, Coach, no, you can't do that. As a coach, no. I agree. See,
but you keep saying as a coach. I'm a coach. I coach
in the podcast.
But I know the host. Listen, now that I'm hosting the podcast, this channel, I want people to understand this channel. This is how it's geared. It's not a fan channel in regard. I'm not a fan. I'm not a blow smoke up your butt channel and you burp out roses. I'm here to break down football just like I do. I don't do just the good. I don't do the good, better, and best. I do good, bad, and ugly. I almost got ignorant and said good, gooder, right? And goodest. I don't do that. I do good, bad, ugly. We don't, because in football, you praise. How do we get better? And this was just downright ugly. And that's how football
Okay, well, let me ask you this.
All right, go ahead. I got to get these other callers
for you, because I know you've broken it down. In the Indiana game, how many plays do you think that were made that were on the negative side that could have possibly turned again? How many plays do you think that? Because everybody just mentioned one or two, but I saw about 4 or 5, maybe 6. I mean, I know you broken the
I
film
don't
down, so
look
tell
at
me how many plays did you see that you felt like, man, if this didn't happen, because you guys don't always.
So again,
focus on
let's go back.
one or two.
But let's go back. Coaches don't think that way. It's football. We know that's going to happen. See, fans.
Yeah, but you got to talk about all of them.
But
Coach.
listen, I have
every play that was negative. Like you said,
sir.
I want all the negative plays talked about. I don't want one or two. I want every bad play.
Go look at the good, bad, and ugly.
Everybody say he played, because everybody say this guy played a great game. Okay, I'll use one of my favorite players as an example, Ruben Bain. Great game.
Hold on, you asked me a question. Now you finna go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
No. I'm just showing you the example of what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
How many people and how long did y'all discuss on fourth down? Ruben Bain jumped outside and they didn't get the first down, and then they came back and got it. How many times y'all discussed that play?
I did, but you know why he jumped outside?
No, I ain't saying you. But let me ask you. The question is, was that play discussed as much as that the tight end missing that block?
No, it wasn't. But again, that's fans.
Wasn't close to it.
That's fans. So it's funny. You want me?
No, I'm saying you as a coach. You my coach. Coach, I ain't heard it.
I'm trying to tell you, but you got
about that tight end 100 times from you.
No, you did not. Callie, you got to let me.
I did not.
I ain't
let
me talk to you.
Or let me ask you.
You done asked me 5 questions and you won't let me answer one.
No. Well, let me get it right. I'm trying to get the question right, Coach. The question is, did you say as many times as you talked about that tight end and the play and how he played, did you discuss the Bain played the same way?
Is that your question?
That's my question.
Okay. The reason I didn't discuss the Bain play the same way in which I discussed the what the hell the boy name? The tight end.
Tight end, Bowman, whatever, 87.
The reason I didn't, because it was 2 different instances. The Bain play, first of all, right? It was a lack of focus play on him because the guy who runs up like he's blitzing really triggered him. Not making an excuse. I'm telling you why it happened. Lack of focus on Ruben Bain's behalf. Fine.
Okay.
The problem is Bowman had been doing that all game. He just got caught on that one play, and it became a big deal. That's one. But
it did.
Hold on, but let me try to answer maybe your third question. The other problem is those are fans talking. And now you want the fans not to talk about these particular plays, but then you want me not to do what a coach does to a Shannon Dawson. Here's my next question. I didn't rip Shannon Dawson. I ripped the coaching staff for not seeing that Bowman had been slacking all game. I said, who's upstairs?
Okay.
Hold on, don't let, because you did. Who's the person responsible? Who's the spotter that's watching this particular blocking? Why has this not been fixed? When he comes off the field, hey man, you got to get in front of this guy. They got somebody that's watching. You're gonna that's coaching. I don't know who the guy is. I don't know who I think the special team dude with the gel in his hair, but he's on the sideline too. Second, because I see him talking. Hold on. Now the next thing is, as a coach, we understand bad things are going to happen in a football game. I said at the beginning, aggressive penalties, things like that happen. We understand that. But what I harped on was we did not take advantage of what they gave us to put this game in a different situation, was attacking the perimeter, the outside zone. We didn't use that. We didn't attack that. They had no answer for that. See, that's what I think changed the game more than said misplays, said penalties, because I can take that same example and flip it to Indiana and say, guess what? Indiana kept that drive alive by hitting Carson Beck late. That drive was dead. That would have been 4th and 15. Exactly. But they gave us a chance. That's football, right? They did a lot of things, pass interference and so forth and so on, that could have went the other way. I'm looking at what was in our control, right? What was in our control was attacking their weakness, which we did not do. But every time we did, became a big play. Hell, we scored off on it twice, attacking the edge. Malachi Tony on the jet sweep, which still used outside zone blocking concept. Mark Fletcher for a 50-some yard run, outside zone blocking concept. He took a 19-yard run, outside zone. Everything he did was huge off the outside zone. And we didn't, hold on. We didn't attack it enough.
Okay.
We didn't attack it enough. As a coach, that's what I'm harping on more than I'm harping on mistakes in the football game, because they're human. What you think you see, you don't. It's football. Things happen. That's why you play more than one play. It's not like track. You get one shot at it. And so we had plenty of time to overcome stuff. Even the block punt, I didn't harp on it as much. I didn't like it, but we still had time to overcome it because it wasn't the last play of the game. But we never took advantage of it. We came out the third quarter, popped a 57-yarder off tackle, and never went back to it. Talk to me quick. I got to get these other callers in.
Okay, let me ask you this, and I'll sit back and listen to your answer. Do you believe what's more important, style of play or scheme?
Scheme.
Okay, because I heard Mario on I want you to listen. It's what's the guy's name? Max Crosby. He has a show. He just interviewed Mario. I think came out yesterday.
Yeah.
And Mario said style of play is more important than scheme.
Yeah, because he's talking to his players.
It's different philosophies.
Bullshit.
But I want you, when you get a chance, and I'm gonna come back next week because I know this is the last day. I'm gonna come back next week, and I want you to hear. Tell me what you thought of that. What he said, because he said that he felt that style of play is more important than scheme.
And I'll say this last thing to you, Kelly Mike. That's the difference in a fan's point of view and a coaching. This is why you need people like Coach Hayes, because he's talking.
Okay.
No, I'm telling you. You know who he's talking to? Talking to his players. Because when he stands in the meeting, he never stands in the meeting and say, "We got the best scheme ever." Players don't give a damn about scheme.
Agree.
You know what he says? We're going to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be relentless. This is how we play Miami football. We're going to pound them in the mouth. We're going to punch them in the mouth. So when the players see that, they're going to say just what you said, style of play. Do you think when they sit in a staff
meeting? That's what he said. That's what Mario said.
I know he said that. No. Yeah. Hear what I'm saying, bro. Listen. Do you think Mario Cristobal sits in a staff meeting and says, "Yeah, this is the style of play"? No. How are we going to attack these guys? He ain't talking to Shannon Dawson about, "Yeah, it's 4th and 15. Let's run the inside zone and show them how tough we are." No,
of course not. But that's not. But what I'm saying, he just said he felt that style of play is more important. But just listen to it. I want you to.
I will do.
Listen to it. It's by Max Crosby. The guy played DN for the Raiders.
Gotcha.
He got a show. I think it's called Rush or something like that.
I got you.
But Coach, I'm gonna sit back and listen the rest of the night and keep doing your thing.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Love
you. Yes, sir. My man. Shout out to Cali Mike. Boy, he get me going. But I just want to say this real quick. I tell you guys about coaches. That's why I'm here, to decipher the Ouija board. Coach Cristobal did what he's supposed to do. Coaches talk to their players through the media. I want you to understand that. He's talking to the fans through the media. The fans look, "Oh man, our coach is tough." And I'm not saying he's not, but what I'm saying to you is he's supposed to tell you style is more important than scheme. But from a coach, scheme is more important. Now, there's times on 4th and 1, I'm going to show you who I am. But if you so damn tough, then why we throw the ball? Why we just don't run wing T? Since we so tough. It's 3rd and 7. And we ran inside zone. Ain't y'all fans? Ain't a fan? Man, why we always run the inside zone? Yeah, because we showing our style of play. Ain't y'all the same fans? Coach Mario Cristobal got to get out the way because he's tough. Come on, guys. That's why Coach here to decipher the Ouija board. Huh? Mr. Ouija, are you with me? More murder, more murder, more murder. Get out of here, man. And I'm not saying what he said is wrong. He's supposed to say that to the fans. I get it. supposed to say that to his players. I get it. When you ever heard a coach saying, man, we got the best scheme ever, guys. You're going to love. Anybody talking like that to no player. Man, we got to go in there. We're going to bust them in the mouth. This Miami football. Ain't nobody tougher than a hurricane. Hurricanes go in and destroy. What destroys hurricanes? Nothing. That's football, man. And I know what Cali Mike was saying. I'm just simply saying there's some fan talk in there, which is fine. But that's why I say I'm here. This Coach A football. I want to show you how you look under the hood and teach you what piston does. Teach you what the radiator do. Let's show you. That's all I'm saying. Man, let me get into this. I know Get Down, bro. I got your tech. You're going to kill me, Get Down. But I knew it was going to be out of control if I talk to me, Get Down. What's up, baby?
Hey, thanks for letting me in. I was about to bust.
I know you was, but I wasn't going to let you. I wasn't going to let you. I wasn't going to let you.
Yeah, let me clean it up. And I had to sit down. And it ain't just about the last caller. Let me just say this, and I'm going to the Indiana game, the game for the 6th national championship on our own home field. And I'm going to address the statement before you go listen at the video. Championships come down to scheme. Coaches got to out-scheme the other. It ain't got nothing to do with no, I'm Tarzan and I'm playing against James. Coach Chanette, it hurt me to say this, he out-coached our coaches. 4th and 5, the fake this. And let me get to the elephant on this phone call that's in this phone booth room. Alex Bowman calls us the national championship. He was on the field too much. And you asked my last caller a great question that he didn't have a good answer for. We don't have to have a tight end on the field. If our tight end is our 4th best receiver at the University of Miami, and his name ain't Jeremy Shockey, his name ain't Hubble Bubba Franks, his name ain't all the great tight ends, Greg Olson, all those guys.
Winslow.
All those guys. Alex Bowman is trash.
Oh, damn. God dang. Get down.
We should have had the more kid in. I can say it. I apologize. I'm calling it like I see it. He missed the block because he was tired. He was on the field too much. Shannon Dawson caused us the championship in the first half. Letting anybody defense, like you just said, not hitting the edges and the outside in the run game and being stubborn as an OC, only running from the pistol, even inside the goal line. We would not be no better if his play calling ain't no better. If we got Joe Namath back there. So we didn't win the championship. Shannon Dawson hadn't won one as an OC. So what? He had some good offenses. He had some good quarterbacks. So I hope he watched the film. How to not be held to 26 yards and you got, what, 2 first-round offensive linemen? And all you know is the pistol? That sounds like a stubborn husband. I'm going to do it this way, honey, and I'm just going to do it like this. Man, that man over there undefeated. And in my conclusion, I ain't going to even hog it up, man. If Alex Bowman shouldn't have been on the field on the last play, when he took the play off and the boy blocked the punt and we went down 2 scores before the half, he would have been done. Give me the more kid. Give me all those other fresh receivers. Our coaches peed in the bed at home on the biggest stage. I don't care what nobody say. Carson Beck, Alex Bowman, Shannon Dawson. Put them in order. Was it the only play? No. Did Bain jump outside? Yeah, he did. But it wasn't bigger than you let a guy walk in and block a punt and they go up 2 scores. And every time we score, we still down a score. And every time we score, we still down a score. Carson Beck over there praying for one more chance. The defense give him one more chance. And he get 39.5 yards on 1st down and 10. And he throw a ball with his right hand like he threw it with his left hand. It reminded me of a pass in the punt, pass, and kick in 1987. And I'm still mad. And you still got some fans. Oh, you're too hard on Shannon Dawson. No, you're not. When they re-hired Shannon Dawson, I said, oh, man, I hope we don't lose in South Bend because he's running from the pistol. They're going to spike the box. They know we got a young offensive line. And I'm finna leave it alone because I want to hear what you got to say, Coach. Because they know that we lost all them studs. Coaches coach. They scheme. We know Miami bringing in this passer. We know Shannon Dawson stubborn. He like to run from the. He ain't gonna change unless somebody put him in the full Nelson or if somebody put him in the figure four, he might stop running from the pistol inside the 5-yard line. So to all the fans that think we beat up Shannon Dawson too much, we don't, because we right. We didn't win the Natty. Thank you for letting me in, because I was smoking. Somebody got to address that. I don't care if we got everybody out NIL. If he don't call plays right, the right formation, and get all them kids and all that talent that's over there with clean jerseys on the field, we might be in trouble. I'm just saying, he got to get better from where he got wrong there. Thank you, Coach.
No. Thank you.
No, thank you, man. You let me in too. Thank you, man. I feel a little better.
If you don't mind, can I say? If you don't mind, can I say this?
Yes, sir.
How many yards do we have in the first half?
26 yards rushing.
Okay.
Since I've been a fan since 1983, nobody never held the Miami Hurricanes to 26 yards rushing in 8 quarters. They did it in 2 quarters. I'm wrong, Coach. I lied. You know the little men that was on the vibrating football? They got held to 26. But nobody never held me and your Hurricane 26 yard rushing. You know who called that? Shannon Dawson play calling. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Coach.
I looked at Indiana draft class this year. Fernando Mendoza, quarterback.
Yes, sir.
Keelan Black, running back.
Yes, sir.
Elijah Surratt, wide receiver.
My God, yes,
Riley,
sir. That's the guys there.
Riley Noolowski, which is that tight end fullback.
But that's good. Yep, that's how you say it.
Pat Coogan, center.
Mm-hmm.
And Aiden Fisher, the linebacker, 7th round, 243rd out of 257. What I'm saying to you is, hold up, but I gotta, but let's flip it. Maui Noah, offense. Carson Beck,
okay.
Offense.
Yes, sir. I can't believe it. Yes, sir.
What's your other boy on offense? The lineman, the O lineman.
Big boy from Mississippi. Yeah, him. I can't recall his name.
Hold on, I just want to say offense.
Yes, sir.
Inez Cooper, excuse me, thank you. Was offense.
Okay.
I'm just saying we had offensive guys that went, and they didn't have one defensive guy that was literally that made it 10 picks before the draft was over. Back to my point was we were stacked offensively from a talent perspective.
And we got nothing out of it.
We got 26 yards. But be talking about running the ball. I told you. Number 6, I don't know if he still got time or not, but he was undersized. Francis Mauino was 6'6", 330, 315, 330. That kid was 6'3", 260.
278.
260.
Yes, okay, 268, 278, 268.
He's 60 pounds.
Mound of football.
So that's I don't want to make this a gripe session. I just want to say, I don't want to go back to say, no, but what I'm saying is I want to go back to say was, from back to the coach's perspective is, we do look at plays that went wrong, but we don't look at it that way. We look at what could we have done differently, because we know mistakes happen, right? We know that things happen.
Right.
They're players. They're human beings. They're not going to be perfect. They're going to be drops. They're going to be this. That's part of the game. The part of the game that coaches look at is, what could I've done different to put my team in a better situation? That's the question you ask yourself.
True.
And
A
that's all we're
fan
saying.
ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, fans.
Alumni ain't gonna do
and
that.
I have to be honest,
A
even
fan ain't gonna
Bowman,
do
even Bowman,
Yeah,
even Bowman's block, it still was recoverable, meaning we could have recovered, but it could have been prevented if somebody paying attention. I've said this before. Everybody's on the sideline. If everybody's on the sideline, who's the trusted voice in the booth? All three coordinators, the special team coordinator on the sideline, the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator. Fine, no problem. That's where they want to be. All of our position coaches on the sideline. So my thing is,
nobody in this.
who is upstairs that has the bird's eye view, and everybody has a job. On punt team, somebody's looking at the up back, somebody looking at the left side of the line, because they want to see who's blocking wrong. And I'll give the advantage to special teams. Hell, even after the punt, it ain't a series, it's over. You can go look on the damn surface, the iPad or whatever they got, and you can look and say, so when Bowman come, hey man, look at this play right here. You got to get this fixed. It was never corrected.
Watch this.
But that's all.
You know what? I heard you say that. Go ahead.
No, I was saying that's all I wanted to say in regards to that. Yeah, we talking about a corner. Emmanuel says Pounds went second round. Exactly. I ain't talking about throwing the ball. We talking about running the ball. I get it.
See,
talking about running the ball.
See, here's the thing. You the coach's coach. I didn't coach to the degree that you coach, but I've coached. And that Alex Bowman situation versus them having coaches in the sky, they've been watching him take plays off. 87 is still on the field. He's in 87's on the field on 4 wide. They weren't even in punt block on that. They was on punt save. They didn't even come after it. But because of our neglect in coaching and having 87 on the field so much, I don't know who his mama go with on the coaching staff. She go with somebody. Because he was on the field all night. So you know what they said? Coach, the eye in the sky don't lie. That's an old coach's adage, and I'm going to let it go.
Yes, sir.
When you got a coach in the sky, you see the formation. You see the tendencies. You see 87. Man, he's on 4 wide. He's on heavy. He's still on the field.
Right. And
guess what they did? They told Six. Six is a 6-year senior. He old now. They told Six, hey, he ain't gonna block you now because he tired. His stance showed that he was tired. Mm-hmm. All because whoever was in charge of the players and the personnel left that kid on the field. And after the block punt, it cost him. And then they almost knocked him out and cleaned him up. He got cleaned up in the seams. And then on the final play, they still got. So you telling me Moore ain't better than that kid on a 4 wide when we need a touchdown? You gonna tell me the freshman Nigel Carr won better than 87? 87 gonna want a better rock than come on, that cost us. Yeah, but thank you, man. I feel better now.
All right, brother.
I'm ready for the Christmas trees now.
Yes, sir.
Thank
my
you.
man. Much love.
Hey, love you, bro. Appreciate you letting me in, man.
Anytime. Real quick, man. Get down, Brown. Chris Brown, it might be your cousin. I got it now. Y'all Miami fans, we've never been here before to the playoffs. All we see was 7-5, 5-7. Can we appreciate the ride that we're on? We're going to continue with this Utah hopelessness. No, that's not. See, Chris, I don't know what to say to you then, brother. You're taking it, and I think you're taking it the wrong way. It's not a hopelessness. Well, because I appreciate you being on this channel and contributing by leaving comments in the chat, I don't want to just brush you off. That's not my goal. My goal is, I just say this to you. I hope you don't leave. But these are the kind of conversations we have here. These are coaching conversations. Now, some people that get on the phone can be whatever. But for me, I'm bringing it to you from a coach's perspective. So when you watch the game, Chris, or whomever's watching or listening, you can then look at it in a little different lens. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And if that can't be grasped, then I understand. I love you. I wish you to stay. But if not, then I understand that as well. That's not our goal. What I like to talk here, I talk from a coach's perspective. And that's just how I look at it. That doesn't mean I'm always right. It doesn't. I'm just simply saying that what I see shows potential issues. And if I see it, Kurt Signetti sees it. Marcus Freeman sees it. Hell, I don't even know the coach of Stanford is. They so trash. Quinn Gray from FAM, you gonna see it. And that's all I'm saying. A coach's job is to find the weakest link in the chain, the chink in the armor. That's it. That's how you win games. If you were in a battle, Chris, I'm not looking for what you do well. I'm trying to find your weakness so I can exploit it. That's football. That's combat. If you're in boxing, the guy protect his head, then punch him in the body. If he protect his body, then punch him in the head. This is combat. That's all we're saying. All right? Let me get to the next caller here, man. And again, if y'all want everybody to have a trophy, then it's not the channel. We're talking football. These are football conversations. And the thing is, I get that we're fans of the team. But if this was the other way around, y'all, if I was talking about Indiana like this, y'all would be right on board with this. Indiana ain't have nobody upstairs looking at the dude and we blocked the punt. You know what I'm saying? Indiana trash. They garbage. They so stupid. They don't even. That's how y'all would talk. Even though I'm a fan, I'm not fanned out. If I brought these same concerns about Florida State, y'all would go to the barbershop tomorrow, the water cooler at work, and exploit that junk right there to a Florida State fan. Man, y'all so stupid. Coach Mike Norvell so dumb. He could have ran the outside zone and won the natty. His stupid behind still running it up the middle. That's all we're saying. Anyway, I'm going to get ready to close this phone line out. I got the callers on here. Don't hang up, because if you do, you're going to be kicked out. But I'm going to take this phone line down. We got quite a few in here. We're going to get through it. Ebron, you know I'm going to let you close out in this joint, man. We're going to get it rocking and rolling. Members do get a chance to skip the line if you're a member. Pooh, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
What's up, Coach? How you doing?
I'm good, boy. It sound like you in a go-kart, boy. Talk to it.
Yeah, I'm riding my bike right now, heading to the gym.
You riding a bicycle
Like
or a
that.
motorcycle?
Motorcycle, baby.
How you talking to me on a motorcycle, dog? What are we doing?
I got that car though, man. I got that car though. Yeah, Coach. I'm caught. Let me.
Yeah, we can't do this.
Is that a little better?
No, it's not. Here's a perfect example, Chris. Hold on, here's a perfect example, Chris. Because he's a Kane fan, I'm not going to allow him to call while he got a Ninja 600 running in the background. Pooh, when you got to come back later, Tom. You got a whole, you got a 450.
All right, well, skip me.
Yeah, you got a 405 big block going in the back. Mr. Overdose, what's up with you, brother? How you doing? What in the hell did that come from? Let me ask Ebron. Ebron, you want to go last? Ebron. He must have fell asleep.
Coach.
You want to go last?
Coach.
Do you want to go last?
I'll go last, man. But I'm about to bust out the scenes, man. I'm about to bust out the scenes listening to y'all tonight.
We'll talk your talk then. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all sound like Donald Trump talking about the 2020 election in 2026. I don't want to hear anything about Indiana, what happened in Indiana. Your show started off tonight talking about what is the perspective of the team coming up for 2026?
That's what I'm talking about. Talk to me, E. Brown.
Okay.
Help me.
What's coming up for 2026? We talking about Indiana. Coach, listen, Coach Mario Cristobal says it all the time. 2025 is over with. We ain't done a darn thing. He didn't say darn. He said the cuss word. We didn't do it. We ain't done a darn thing in 2026.
Thank you. We ain't done ish yet.
And as a fan coming from a fan's perspective, I cannot say who should be starting or who should do anything because I haven't seen this group, especially on defense, play together yet.
Talk your talk, E. Brown.
The only people I could have confidence in saying that they're going to do something positive are the people who I've seen play. Malachi Tony. I've seen Mensah. I've seen Mensah play. I've seen the guy Poison in the defensive backfield. I can speak positive about him.
Right.
Moulton. Some of those guys. Those are the guys who I've seen play in a high intensity scenario to say that okay, they're going to perform.
Right.
Right now, I'm just like Jack in the Beanstalk. I'm just throwing beans out there because I don't have no freaking idea who's going to perform what when we line up and play against Sanford the first game.
There you go.
I don't think we're going to know how good this team is going to be until the third game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
After 3 games, we'll have some sort of an idea whether or not we're going to be crowned or play potentially for the national championship. Mm-hmm. Because I haven't seen this group play in an atmosphere where we need to win, where we need to come back, we need to score touchdowns, we need to block, we need to tackle. I haven't seen this group do that yet. And I'm talking about the defense. Because we've seen the offense, we know what our running backs can do. We know what our wide receivers are going to be able to do. Mm-hmm. We know what our quarterback can do. The offensive line, we have absolutely no idea if they know how to block, if they know how to do anything, man. Mm-hmm. But listen, I don't want to talk about what happened in Indiana or what happened in. It sounds like someone who can't get over old girlfriend. Okay, let's talk about the upcoming season. The upcoming season, it looks promising. I hear a bunch of chatter about who plays good and who's doing what. Mm-hmm. Man, I have no idea how this team is going to perform when we get to the point where we have to play Notre Dame or some of these other teams that we're going to have to. Clemson, Florida State. I don't know how we're going to perform when we play those teams based on what I've seen or what I haven't seen so far. But like you said, I didn't see the spring game. All I heard was a bunch of nerds coming out of the practices talking about so-and-so looks good playing in shorts and a helmet. That's nerd talk.
Why you call them nerds, man?
Okay. They got a bunch of nerds who talk the game real well, come out and tell us, man, so-and-so looked really well out there running in shorts. Man, so-and-so looked really well catching that football over the middle. The middle of what? I can catch the football over the middle in the air. I can do that.
So
I can run down the field and
hold on. Can I ask you a question? Real quick.
With the air.
Ebro, let me ask you this. When Mario Cristobal said we ain't done ish yet, why all the I'm gonna call them, why everybody don't get a trophy? Why they ain't mad at Coach Cristobal when he said we ain't did ish yet?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because they see Mario perform, they see him coach. Because before last year, there were still people talking about, man, can you trust Mario? Can we trust Mario to build his football team? Man, Mario can't, he doesn't know how to call a game. He doesn't know how to prepare a team. But all the man has done is build a football team that the nerds have said are the 7th ranked team going into this season. That's all he's done.
So let me ask you this last question. But I want to ask you one last question though. So who do you think he was talking to when he said we ain't done ish yet?
He's just like you told, just like when you had the 40-minute soliloquy with Kelly Mike. For 40 minutes, you guys talked about 10 different subjects. But you told him one of the most important things. Hey, he's talking to the players. He's talking to the players. Kelly Mike still didn't understand that. Based on what he was saying, he didn't understand your
That's my whole point. That was my point.
Okay? Your point was he's talking to the players. And it was crystal clear to me when you said it was crystal clear. Yeah, you're right. He's talking to the players. He's not talking to me, the fan, or to the nerds who are covering the practices. That's why Coach Cristobal treats them like nerds during the press conferences, because he knows they don't know what the heck they're talking about. And heck is not the word I want to use. Okay? We're talking about Bauman and block punts and interceptions. And listen, we got to the national championship game. We lost the freaking game. It's over with. All right?
Yeah.
I had my first girlfriend. She didn't want to be with me anymore. I moved on.
Still don't mean you don't think about her.
That's right. You think about it every once in a while. Every once in a while you go, man, I'm sure glad she left me. That's what you say.
But I do remember that night in Vegas. But I do remember that night in Vegas.
But I do remember that night in Vegas. Okay? I do remember that night. That's what I'm saying. I do remember being in the national championship game, and I was 30 to 40 yards away from winning the darn thing. Okay? That's what I think about when I go, yeah, I do remember that. But then the moment comes back to where I say to myself, I'm glad she walked away out of my life, man. Listen,
I get you.
2025 is no longer a part of my life. 2026 is what I'm looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
2026 is dressed up. It's dressed up like a. It is really appealing, like a golden nugget right now, man. It's like a golden nugget. This football team was like a golden nugget.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure because I haven't seen the players perform. I haven't seen the entire defensive line performing together. I haven't seen our linebackers play together.
Right.
Like that kid, if we had a middle linebacker that could tackle like this kid that we have, what's his name? What our middle linebacker name? What's his name?
Torre. Mohamed Torre.
Torre. If we had someone who could tackle like Torre, who was aggressive like Torre, but also can cover the tight ends or somebody coming out of the backfield, Torre will be on the bench. Because Torre cost us 2 games last year. He cost us the game against Louisville because he couldn't stick up with the tight end and that kid Bell, who the Miami Dolphins drafted, by the way, the wide receiver Bell. Killed us.
But can I say this? That wasn't the tight end. That was the running back out the backfield.
Exactly. If there was somebody who could, if we had a linebacker on our football team,
ain't too many linebackers.
Cover the linebacker, tight end.
Can I go back?
Would be on the bench.
Can I tell you this? Because that's not style of play. That was scheme. They said you got a linebacker, and we got a running back that's pretty good with his speed, Ain't too many linebackers can run with this cat. That's scheme. That don't mean we just heard Shaka talk about how Torrey old school knocked the paint off your helmet. That's style of play. But you can't hit what you can't catch. So this is what I'm trying to say is that's where they scheme up the thing to say, how do I get this player on that guy? That is manipulating the defense. Because if I know what you're in, I can know how I can create the matchup. How can my pawn take your king? Right?
Correct.
That's all that is. And that's why when they first asked me that question, first thing put on my mouth, scheme. Yeah, your style of play it's fine. That's culture. That's all that. But what happens when you get to the top of the hill? Everybody tough. Right? But you got to have some schematics in there. You got to be able to scheme some dudes up. And there's times you could be a tough guy. There are times where I got to drop my brass ones and say, I'm just tougher than you. But 95% of the game is going to be the scheme. You could be tough while you're scheming it, but it's going to be the scheme.
Well, shout out to Nephew, because I haven't heard from Nephew in about 2 months. I don't know where he's at. I mean, he's been out of pocket for about 2 months. He came on tonight. First time I heard from him in about 2 months. But he said scheme. He was emphatic about saying scheme was the number one thing.
Sure.
And the thing is that the scheme has to change this year. Mm-hmm. Cristobal is constantly saying we need to be aggressive. We need to be violent. Because just like you said, we weren't aggressive enough last year. We weren't aggressive enough. That's what the man has been saying. The man has been saying we need to be violent. We need to be tough. I need to see more toughness. That's what he's been preaching in his comments to the media, directly speaking to his players.
All right. Well, that's where we at. Ooh, Louetta, I'm going to tell on you. I'm going to tell on you, Louetta. Talking about she still thinking about all her former boyfriend. Not ex-boyfriends, Louetta. My former boyfriend. I bet you go back and look at your yearbook and be like, oh, look at Billy. Look at Tommy. Louetta,
it's like, what do you,
got my good eye on you.
It's like, what do you want to do? It's like, what do you want to hear? What do you want to hear? Do you want to hear somebody tell you, oh, you're just like a brother to me? Or, oh, you're a former boyfriend? Which one would you want to hear? That's how the conversation was going tonight. It was driving me absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. You know?
I get it, man.
That was a bad relationship. That Indiana game was a bad relationship.
Yeah, I just say this in a game. We'll say this in a game. Typically, the goal is to have more positive plays than negative plays, right? However, you can play a perfect game. The thing about defense is the offense only got to be right a handful of times. Chip Kelly used to have a philosophy, right? His style was speed, right? His style of offense was speed, be fast. He says, if I run 120 plays and I'm right 7 times out of 120 plays, in most things in life, that's not good. But that's 49 points in football. Think about that. If I'm right out of 120 plays, we're trying to average 120 plays a game on offense. If I'm right 7 times, that should get us 49 points. I should win the ball game. That was his style, his philosophy. And that's the thing about defense. And that's the thing about defense. You have to be right way more times than offense has to be right. Because every time you're wrong, it usually equates to some form of points, whether it's a touchdown, field goal, whatever. You understand?
I mean, you're absolutely correct. Now, your soliloquy from a coach's standpoint, I come in from a coach's standpoint, I can't even touch that. I can't touch you what you know from a coaching standpoint.
Pause.
You know,
Don't touch me at all. Keep your hands to yourself. Matter of fact, keep your hands on the steering wheel. 10-2, my brother. Keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah, 10-2 with old man sunglasses on.
I love it.
That's what you're supposed to do. But you know, Chip Kelly, who absolutely won absolutely nothing but offensive accolades.
Mm-hmm.
Chip Kelly's philosophy cannot compete with Mario's philosophy today. It cannot.
Yeah.
And,
I was just telling
you
you a difference in style, right? Style versus, but he did win the Natty with Ohio State. Maybe not as a head coach, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I thought you meant from a head coach's standpoint.
No, you're right. No. He said that when he was at was it Oregon? I think it was Oregon that time.
Yeah,
he was talking about the number. I was just telling you, I was using that as a reference point to say how coaches, you talk about different styles and philosophies, right? Mario was to be tough and keep and grinding. His was speed, quick, finesse, And right now, currently right now, you're both in the same boat. Two different styles, same result. Am I right?
What do you mean in the same boat, though? I don't.
One Marcus Mariota. One Marcus Mariota. Wasn't he the coach when he was there for Oregon?
Mariota was a quarterback when he was at I think it was like a year, maybe a year, 2 years. He coached Mariota, I think. But the thing is that I think that's where you're at. But there was an interesting thing today, not to get off the topic. There was an interesting thing I heard today from the guy who coaches up at Dabo Swinney. Dabo Swinney said today that Clemson beat Notre Dame, Alabama, LSU, Auburn, all of those teams during their heyday when they were winning national championships. But he said that they can't compete with Notre Dame and Ohio State now because Notre Dame makes their own rules and their own money, and Ohio State has a bunch of money that Clemson has access to.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like Dabo Swinney has realized that his philosophy of not utilizing the NIL and so on and so forth is beginning to catch up with him. And he's beginning to realize that it will take money, but combined with the money and gathering talent, it's got to be coaching because 9 of his players went into the NFL draft this year, and he was 7-6.
It might just be scheme. Sound pretty good. Sound like Miami. Putting all them kids in the draft every year. We walk around here 7-5, 7-6.
You see what I'm saying? So how can he be complaining about beating those teams when he was able to stockpile talent? But now that the playing field is even now, he is
it
putting players in the NFL.
But is it even? But let me ask you this: is it even? No.
The playing field is even. It's evening out, but it's slowly evening out.
I don't think it's evening out. I think it's exactly the same.
Right now,
I don't think it's evening out. It's the rich get richer. We clearly see that the teams that have money and are willing to spend it are going to get better players. It's no different than back then when the teams had money and they were willing to spend it under the table. They got better players. I think what happened with Dabo, I think this is my personal opinion. I have no facts for this. They were willing to spend the money under the table, but because it was under the table, the numbers weren't astronomical. They were in the price range. Now that the money's on top of the table, the price range is out of their budget. You get where I'm going? It's like, hold up, man. Sammy Watkins only cost us $50,000. You know how much Sammy Watkins would have cost us today? You know how much Trevor Lawrence would have cost us today? We probably gave Trevor Lawrence $100,000 back then because it was under the table. What are you gonna go in there and complain? Man, they only gave me $100,000. I ain't going to Clemson. No. Now Trevor Lawrence coming in today. Think about it. If Mensa, the word is $8 million, what do you think of Trevor Lawrence would have been coming out of high school today? Let's be honest.
I gotta agree with you, but I hope Miami didn't pay that kid $8 million.
I don't know. I just said that number. But hell, even if it's $3 million, $2 million, you know they did not pay Trevor Lawrence $2 million to go to Clemson. You know that. We all know that. Yeah. And they giving $2 million for the dude that just left. What school he just left got $2 million. Sorsby. Sorsby got what? How much money? And he ended up gambling away. Sorsby, who threw for 2,300 yards or something like that. Wasn't Sorsby? Who was the kid?
It was Sorsby.
And we talking about
went to Texas Tech.
Yeah. So all I'm trying to say is when the money was under the table, the numbers weren't astronomical because we doing something we ain't supposed to be doing. Right?
Well, see,
Cam Newton got in trouble for how much did they say? $100,000? Think about that. Cam Newton. How much would they have paid for a Cam Newton walking out today?
Oh no, they probably would have paid for that laptop that he stole and broke up.
Yeah.
But the thing I'm saying is the reason why it's evening out, I brought that point up, is because when Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, and all those teams were paying their money under the table, they were stockpiling players. That kid who plays running back for the New Orleans Saints, he went to the University of Alabama and he was on fifth string. He couldn't get on the field because he was fifth string. McNamara couldn't even get on the field. Now he goes into the NFL and he's one of the perennial running backs in the NFL. But he couldn't play for Alabama because they were stockpiling the talent. Now that talent has the ability to go elsewhere, you're beginning to see, instead of seeing 5 teams that competed every year for the national championship, you're beginning to see 12 and 14.
And who did McNamara go play for?
Possible team.
And who did McNamara go play for?
When he left, he went to I can't remember who he went to. When he left Alabama. When he left Alabama, he went to can't remember. Who was it?
McNamara. Let me see. You talking about K Mac? No, that's the quarterback. What do you play?
Alvin McNamara. I think his name is Alvin McNamara. He's running back for the New Orleans Saints.
Alvin? Oh, Kamara.
Kamara
played for he played for Tennessee.
Alvin Kamara.
He played for that. He went to Tennessee. Yeah. Another big money team. I thought you said McNamara. Kamara. Yeah, Alvin Kamara. What I'm saying is,
Kamara. Yeah,
but you're interchanging amongst the same type of teams. That's what I'm saying. It's the same types of teams. It's all the same. It's all to me, it's all one and the same. 8157 coming to you. And we're gonna get Poole on here to clean this thing out. That boy probably popping willies or doing donuts. Tokyo drifting or something. I don't know what he's doing. But yeah, but to that point is, yeah, you're right. And it does level some of the things out. You can't stockpile as much, but the top teams are still the top teams. Name me a top team since NIL has come in that wasn't a top team 10 years ago?
Indiana, Miami. You got Indiana, Miami. You got who?
Hold on. And the only reason, here's what I'll say: Indiana did a great job, right? I don't know if we can say they're there yet. They have to sustain it. I'm not saying they're not, but it has to be sustained. I mean, we saw, we're not talking anomalies. Miami has only been like that because we couldn't cut the check because of the scrutiny we were under. If Miami could have continued to do the things that they did, we would never be in this situation. I don't believe that. I believe that we would still be in the top if we could have continued to cut checks like we did back in the 90s and everybody else was doing. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, you started off the show talking about Coker's failure with recruiting with the University of Miami. That played a pivotal part in the total downfall of the program for about 20 years.
Because you know why?
Because of the way they did that.
Because guess what? What coach wants that job? Why do you think we're the University of Miami? Name a coach worth their salt that took that job. Because they know you couldn't cut no check. Let's be honest. They didn't want Randy Shannon. They gave him the job because nobody wanted it. I'm just being honest here.
Hey, no, I mean that's true. But you were saying that 10 years ago I didn't see Texas Tech. I didn't see Indiana. And unfortunately I gotta say I didn't see Miami. I didn't see 10 years ago, who else was in the top 10? Notre Dame.
Notre Dame will always be. Notre Dame will always have players. Now, I don't like them, but they're always going to have some players.
Well, Notre Dame has not been in the top 10 on a regular basis. They weren't in the top 10 on a regular basis for a long time.
Disagree with that. Notre Dame will always be in there. Whether they should be or not, that's a different story.
Yeah, they came back into prominence there when here recently, especially with the coach, the new coach they have there now, they came back into prominence. But they would always because you had these nerds from ESPN and
listen to this. The AP highest ranking for Notre Dame starting last year: 6, 2, 9, 5, 5, 2, 7, 3, 3, 10, 4, 5, 14, 1, 16. That goes all the way back to 2011.
Yeah, but they would always start there. But when at the end of the season, they were non-existent.
Yeah, because they had Brian Kelly. Terrible. But to your point, man, I get where you're going. I'm just simply saying the teams that are cutting the checks and spending the money are the ones that's always going to be on the top. That's all I'm saying. The ones that cut the check, they can get the best players. Texas Tech just came up. They're willing to put the money on top of the table now. Maybe they weren't willing to do it before. But we still got the same.
Yeah, there were a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of teams that went dormant during the time when these guys were able to stockpile players and win national championships. There were a lot of teams, and then you had the only representative from the ACC who was able to do that was Dabo and Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
Florida State and Dabo kept the ACC afloat during the time when Miami and Virginia Tech, some of the prominent ACC teams back in, like you said, like you like to play the music back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Virginia Tech and Miami, when they carried the ACC, sometimes those teams went dormant because their programs just went kaput.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're beginning to see Miami take advantage of the ability to pay for players, and then but again, you could pay the players, you could stockpile the players, the good players, but man, coaching plays a significant part. Just like you said, coaching plays. That's why you say you get on Dawson and some of the others, because you don't want to. You get on and you get on Dion because you don't want to see someone take the profession that you have a passion for They take a profession and take it for granted. You know, take the profession for granted, which pisses you off.
Oh, it does, because
That
guess
pisses you
what?
off.
I'm not perfect either.
Okay?
I'm not perfect either. I would expect somebody to ridicule me the same way, right? I would. If you sat in the stands and you saw this and you knew X, Y, and Z, that doesn't mean I'm right. That's why if you notice, I very rarely, one thing I very rarely do, I don't really get into play calling. You notice that? I don't talk about play calling. Now, what I have said about Shannon Dawson is how to manipulate the defense. That's not play calling. You except the outside zone because it was there. But you notice, even that, I don't question play calling as much. When people say, oh, that's a dumb play call, that's a stupid play call, I don't question that as much because I know what it is to stand on that sideline, take your information, compute it within a matter of seconds, and spit it back out for a player to call that out to his team. Mine is more about preparation for it. Does that kind of make sense what I'm saying? You very heard me. Yeah. Like even the call with Carson Beck. I said, I'm not mad at the play. I'm mad at the execution. I'm really not mad that he took the shot. Throw it out there, though. Give your kid a chance to fight and break it up. It's so underthrown, even if that DB wasn't there, it wasn't even catchable. I'm more mad at the execution, not to go back like you said, but I'm more mad at the execution. I very rarely are going to talk trash about a player, like me to call them trash, even though I may not have liked Bowman as much as a player. I'm not going to call him trash. And I'm not going to really ridicule play calling. Now, I may say the design of the plays I may not like, but when you called it, I get it. Your analytics say so. I understand that piece of it.
Well, the one thing that I do want to say, I want to say this. I don't think that Bowman was trash. I don't think he was a scrub. What I think is what Mario addressed, and he noticed and he addressed it. He got rid of the tight ends coach and brought in another tight ends coach. I think our tight end position was lacking from a coaching perspective, someone who places emphasis on blocking and catching the football. If that wasn't the case, the tight ends coach who was here last year would still be here. Mario noticed that, and he brought someone in from a program that placed an emphasis on blocking and catching the football.
I'll just say this real quick, Ebron, because I got to let you go. I got the two callers, though. Here's the only thing I'll say about that. And I've said it before, no, whatever. I get you. If I'm in a fight and I got a broken left hand, why am I still throwing my left hook as much? I'm not saying don't use it, but why am I using that? Maybe this is a bad analogy, a bad example. You have so many other options. I'm not saying the kid should never play the game. What I'm saying is that's back to where I go to not play calling, but mix it up. You got other big body receivers in a receiver formation. I keep going through this. How big is your boy? How big is the receiver? What's his damn name? Joshua Moore. He's 6'4", 215. That's big enough to block guys in space. I'm not saying at a tight end position where he's in line, but I'm saying to block guys in space. That's big enough. I'm not saying Josh Moore's the answer. Hell, Malachi Tony, half all they size and block better than all of them. I don't care who you use to block. Bro, we had two linebackers one year. They were linebackers. Set of twins. When we ran the screen, guess what we did? Y'all two go out there and block. You ain't catching a damn ball. Y'all finna, and they loved it. And I know that sounds out of me, but this ain't high school, coach. I get it. Get a person in there that's going to get the job done. Let's think reality and not theory.
Well,
theory is 2D. Reality is 3D. I just want to tell people that. You know what 4D is? Sitting your ass on the couch. That's in 4D. Listen, I gotta run, Brown. We're gonna talk. We're gonna chop it up in the Discord, but I gotta get them off right. Get them in. It's already 15 minutes to 12. And let me get these next two callers, and then we're gonna chop it up in the back end. I promise.
Gotcha.
Much love, dog. Thank you, E. Brown. All right. Hey, I don't know if you. All right, I think I got 8157. 8157. Caller, talk to us.
What's up, Coach?
What's going on, man? You've been holding on like a hubcap in the fast lane. I appreciate your patience.
Hey, you ain't heard me yet. Hey, Coach. Hey,
who is it? What's your name? What's your name?
I'm Dez. I'm from Sefton, Florida.
Okay.
Well, I'm from Polk County, but I'm from Sefton. I stay in Sefton now. Arnwood, all that stuff. I stay right on the road from Arnwood. I can literally walk down to the school right now for where I'm at.
All right, talk to me. What's on your mind, brother?
Stay 2 streets, you know what I'm saying? A couple streets now from Jalen Waters, Seabelt, Pringle, all of them, but I know all of them.
Okay.
All right, so like, let me talk to you, Coach. Like, I don't know if you remember, like when they was at the state championship, like when we was at the when we went to the national championship.
All right.
I don't know if you remember this. You had about eight ribs on your plate. You was next to a lady friend. I said, man, Coach, man, what's up with the when they gonna put the screen back up? You said, oh, they had the grill over there. I had the little bucket hat on.
I remember.
I remember. And I was like, man, they was out there. I was like, remember they was out there. I told you, like, they was out there fighting, they beating people up at the
yes,
tailgate and all
yes.
That was me.
Okay.
But, I haven't been able to catch you on live like in a little minute.
Okay.
I'm one of the OGs. I want your OG custom. You know what I'm saying? Like even though I ain't in your little Discord and nothing like that. I'm one of the originals from Holloway.
Okay.
So I'm like one. So like, but anyway, how do you feel about like I want to ask you like 3 or 4 questions. So I don't even want to talk about recruiting because we already know how recruiting gonna go. We already know Mario beats with that.
Okay.
But my thing is like, how do you feel like moving forward with an AD because like we haven't really spoken. Like I heard you talking and stuff. Like you haven't really discussed the new AD. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you really want in the new AD? Like, do you want a businessman that could get the most money? Like, say for instance, like our contract is pretty much up with Adidas. Like, do you want to go back to Nike? Like I want to know like your whole train of thought, like with that whole process as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you want to go back to Nike, Adidas? Like, what's your preference? And I want to know like, do you rather have a businessman? Because I know like they have like this one dude they talking about like he can get the money, but he's not really a people person. And I know you pretty much heard about that.
All right, so let me ask you this. First thing, I'll tell you this, as always, I don't care about uniforms. I don't care about which company you go with. That's style and preference on, but whatever. I really don't care. I mean, you could be sponsored by Hanes t-shirts, dog. Do the jerseys work? Are the kids comfortable in them? And whatever. I mean, I've never really cared about uniforms. I know some people are like, well, we did this when we was in Nike. Well, guess what? What you gonna say now when we in Adidas? We went to the Natty in Adidas.
We went to Natty in Adidas. So
there you go.
Like,
so I mean, that's why I say I don't get into that. I mean, if people care about the style or whatever, as a coach, I don't think Mario Cristobal care. He may care about the money, but I don't really think he cares in regards to that. I don't even think he care about what uniform they pick out. That's first. Second is with the athletic director. I think most people want athletic directors that can bring in the money. But I want an athletic director that is going to support the football program in all aspects, just like Dan Radakovich did. even though Dan Radakovich was hired after Mario Cristobal, so he didn't have any input in, from my opinion, of hiring Coach Cristobal, but he did support him apparently 1,000% in what he's doing. The worst thing you can have is a personality conflict between your athletic director and your head football coach. That can become catastrophic to your program because now your AD is sabotaging your program because he doesn't want to see him succeed, right? Because it becomes personal. So whoever that person is, and maybe Coach Cristobal is a part of that hiring process or whatever, I don't know. But anyway, whoever that may be, I think long as they support one another, they get the job done, I'm all for it. I can't give you background about what AD. I don't know these ADs. I don't know their background. I don't know them personally. Hell, I ain't never heard of Dan Radakovich till he came to Miami. So, and I don't think nobody else had either.
Don't do that. Don't do that, Coach.
I'm dead serious. You heard of Dan Radakovich before he became the AD?
I have because my wife is a Clemson fan and I'm a
well, there you go.
Hurricanes fan.
So if your wife is your wife is a Clemson fan. That's how you know. Other than that, I put a thumbs up in the chat if you heard of Dan Radakovich before his name came up for the AD job at Miami. I have never heard.
See, I get it like that. I get it like that now, Coach. But I be thinking like, since you such a, like you're a coach, you know what I'm saying? Like I think you know way more than the average fan. So that's why I probably.
No, I get it. I get it. But I'm saying, but from a coach's perspective, I'm looking at the game. I mean, I'm not looking at the, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know who Mario Cristobal's secretary is, bro, because I don't really care. She doesn't affect the game. Now, she may schedule flights better than anybody in the damn world, but that's not concerning to me in essence, right? So I say all that to say I'm really more about the game itself more than the kind of stuff that goes around it. So like I said, I never heard of the guy. I don't know who the guys that potentially may be, but you asked me what I want in the guy. I want a guy that's going to work well with Coach Cristobal. He understands the value of football. He understands the value of a successful football program, and he knows how to go make money. That's really what they do. Shake hands, kiss babies.
I was saying like so you care more about like somebody that can get along with Mario instead of like I told you, like, you know what I'm saying, they got like what 3 or 4 prospects, and one of the prospects is he probably can make the most money out of anybody with deals, but he's not a people person. So that's why I was like saying like that's why I kind of mentioned it, but I get what I understand exactly what you're saying. So I'm gonna move forward with that.
Okay.
So but I got another question for you, like expectation. You know what I'm saying? I know I gotta move quick because I know like we pretty much at the end of your show. How you feel about expectations for this year? Like, what's not acceptable for you? Like, or
9
what are
wins
you willing to settle for? Like
9 wins.
wise?
9 wins to me is not acceptable this year.
No, we need 11. We need 11, Coach.
Yeah, you said what is not acceptable.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I give you a question. I don't want to change your answer, but yeah, like, what's acceptable and what's not acceptable?
Hold on, Alexa, cancel. Man, I thought somebody broke in my house, man.
No, do they, Coach? We'll come Alexa, over there. Cancel. Yeah.
Man, I heard somebody start talking. Boy, I thought I had to get the Rollo get busy tool. Anyway, my bad. That thing scared. I don't know. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. I apologize. Go ahead. Talk to me.
What pisses me out too about like the Hurricanes in the general, we don't get enough Polk County players. Like I'm from Polk County, even though I stay in Sefton right now. Like I'm a Lakeland Dreadnought, and Lance is the only player I can really think of like that we actually had. Like I don't understand like what's the disconnect from getting players from the area, but Polk County in general, we don't get no players from Polk County. And maybe that's, you know what I'm saying, like that's not up to them. And then like I know it's gated territory, but man, that bothers the shit out of me. I mean, excuse me, language.
That's good.
But,
well, a lot of players, like you said, a lot of them play, but a lot of those players, the Chris Rainey, the Pouncey twin, Y'all know a
I
lot of that
went to
was
school with the Pounces and Rainey, like Ahmad Black,
yeah.
Paul Wilson.
So you was there when we coached again. I was at
was there when
Norland
Arlen
when
was there.
we was at Norland when we came up there. Chris Rainey was at running back. The Pouncey twins. Remember, y'all played a bunch of Miami teams that I think y'all played like
Yeah,
Southwest. Y'all played a bunch of teams, man.
I was there. We played Boyd Anderson, all of them schools. Saint Xavier from Cincinnati. We played a lot of those teams, but it's like it kind of bothers me. It's like I know the talent they have here, and it's like like now that I see like I'm a Sefner now, so I'm like I see them getting Arnwood talent. I see them getting Jalen Waters, Pringle. I see them getting what's your boy, the linebacker. I see them getting all these players from over here, but I'm like, these guys can't even beat Lakeland back in. Like, I'm like, boy, like y'all, like to me personally, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but I understand it. But it's like, dog, it kind of messed with me.
I get it though.
I see they going to Orlando. I see they going to Tampa, but y'all missing the whole Polk County.
No, I don't think they missing Polk. I don't think they missing Polk. They jumped on the plane to get Kamani McLean, and there's a couple other guys probably in there, man.
So when the last time we got somebody from Polk County, it probably was Ray Lewis, and Ray Lewis, he went to Catholic High School, and they haven't beat Lakeland since. They never beat Lakeland since he graduated, type stuff. So it's like,
I got you though.
But yeah, that one like, man, y'all missing the whole the team the team to beat. But all right, but anyway, after that,
all right, what's your last?
Like I was saying, like my last little spiel for it is like recruiting. Like I know you're not really into that. I know that's like flow and all them kind of stuff. But like I want to ask you, like, what would make you happy? What class would make you happy? Like what? Like top 5, top 10. Like what do you see us ranking at in the cycle, and what do you want us to be to move forward and to compete for longevity?
So here's what I'll tell you. I don't, and being very honest, I know I did the show the other day about the 5 stars. Here's what I'll say in regards to ranking. I don't really care about the number because the number is really a culmination of all of their numbers combined. That's how you get your ranking, right?
Yeah.
So if we went and got 38 players and you add all their numbers together, you could be the number 1 recruiting class. Be honest, that's how it works. Go look at them. The numbers that are all added, I know, but a lot of people don't know that. So I'm just letting people know. If you add all those numbers together, that's how you get the class. Fine. I care about the quality more than I care about the quantity, because right now you have transfer portal in there as well. That's one. What would make me happy is that if we can do what everybody else comes to South Florida do, come get the top players, right? I'm not just I'm going to use this gentleman for an example, but to get the Jeremiah Smith, I'm using that because there's going to be another kid of his caliber that's going to come out, and we need those kinds of kids to stay home, i.e. Andre Johnson, right? That doesn't mean we don't go out and get other guys like Ed Reed. That doesn't mean we don't go to Gainesville and go get with Clinton Portis. That don't mean we don't go to Immokalee and get an Adrian James. But if we got a big-time dog in Miami.
Mark Matthews.
Fine. There you go. We need to get the top. Now, does that mean it works out always? No. But we got to be able that we are their number 1 choice. We are not second fiddle to these guys. We're not getting, and I don't want to downplay what I'm about to say. This is not a shot at the kid. Miami for years has been getting the second chair, the second fiddle guy, right?
Yeah.
Lord, I don't want to I'm not trying to downplay. We got JoJo Trader.
We ain't get Cooper last year. I understand.
Right. We got JoJo Trader. I know, hear me out. We got JoJo Trader. They got Jeremiah Smith. Right? Alabama gets Amari Cooper. We get Khalil Benson. Brinson. Like Not knocking them. I'm just talking about, and I just made those names up. I'm just talking about the
No.
caliber.
You're right though. You're right though.
The caliber of player. And I think we're starting to do that. Yeah, that's all. That's all I'm saying. Like we got the Mark Fletcher. Yeah, we got the Mark Fletcher. We got we flipped the Jordan Lyle, right? But we got to get that difference maker guy. And that's how I'm looking at it. All right.
All right,
dog.
And I got one more question. For you. Coach, about to land the flight on me.
Go ahead. I'm about to hit that button.
LV probably about to put me in timeout for 6,200. What was the time last week?
86,000 seconds. 86,000 seconds.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that kind of smoke. All right, so I got one more thing for you, Coach. Like, do we make the playoffs and do we make a deep run? Like I know like you can't really predict that, and it's all about health and whatnot, right? But I'm saying like with the offense we got, defense we got, D linemen, like D line coaches, what's your like? I know you said you don't like to make predictions after like you know what I'm saying, like prior to spring gone. What's your predict? Like how we look? Like I want to know a coach's perspective. What you think? How we finna move forward? And tell them right now first. Like let's hear it right now. Like
I don't know.
How
bro.
you think
so
we're gonna move?
Here's what I say. I don't know how we're gonna move in particular. I didn't see them play the spring game, but based on what we have coming back, who we've acquired, making the playoffs is at minimum. That we should we should be in the playoffs this year. Based on the schedule
Do you need a championship? Do you need an ACC championship this year to make this year successful?
In the natural hierarchy of things, in the natural hierarchy of things.
If we don't win no ACC championship, are you gonna be upset?
You know what? I'm gonna say yes. However, hear me out. This year kind of proved me wrong about the ACC championship. I don't want to be put in that situation, right? I want to win the championship where we're guaranteed a spot. I don't want to have to wait for some dude sitting in a hotel room to make a decision. So at minimum,
and I'm going to let you know that you did go against the grain and said we weren't going to make it last year. I do want you to know that you said we wasn't going to make it.
I surely did.
You didn't know how we was going to make it.
You know why? Because shout out to the fans, bro. The fans, the talking heads.
Not gonna make it. You didn't see how we was gonna make it.
And the fans and the talking heads stood up, and it may happen, bro. I got to run. I got to get Jordan Poole on this deal, and then we got to get up out here, man. We supposed to do an hour and a half. We had 3 hours. Much love, bro. Appreciate it. Hey man, great meeting you at the Natty, bro. Great meeting you, man.
All love. All love, Coach.
Cane juice biting.
What's up, Coach?
What, you sitting in the sauna, dog? What you doing, bro?
No, I just get off the treadmill.
This man got music playing in the background, Jordan. What you got going on, man?
I'm at the gym. I told you that, Coach. I was on my bike driving to the gym. But I walk outside real quick.
No, you got Megan Thee Stallion back there? Who that is back there? What she look like?
I don't know. I need Clay Thompson to come help me out with that one.
Hey, go walk over there and tell her Kohei's want to talk to her right quick. She lied. But they been kicked you out of the gym, boy. No fraternizing.
Nah, I walked outside.
All right, talk to me, man. What's up?
I walked outside.
What's
up, Coach, man? Been a long time, man. I just been catching the rewinds, man.
I appreciate it, man. What's going on with you?
You want to talk about what everybody else is talking about, or stick to, I guess, what the topic was?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, man.
Whatever you want to do.
So what are your thoughts about the topic? Because I didn't catch the front of it. I caught like last.
Oh no.
Hour and a half.
I told you already. Yeah. I tell you, I went through the whole. Yeah. I ran through. I said Cristobal did a good job. I said Cristobal doing a great job. Miami got people scared. We done put them on notice. All of that. I mean, just those kind of things, man. He's done a phenomenal job. There's some things that need to be fixed. He's got to work on offensively, defensively, special teams. But yeah,
I agree with you on that. But at least he's a man that sees problems and he'll address problems. No, most people see problems as it'll work itself out. I see Mario Cristobal as a coach that sees problems, address problems. Like Lance Guidry was a problem. Eventually, we got that fixed. The tight ends coach, you seen him as a problem. Eventually, he got him fixed. You seen Tyler Van Dyke was a problem. You got him fixed. So, and his play calling, his game management skills, he's seen that was a problem. He's sort of fixed it.
Okay.
He said his talent roster wasn't good enough. He fixed that too. So I got to tip my cap to the man. He brought toughness. He brought a culture back to Miami of a winning, competing culture. Even though we were 40 yards shy, half a minute shy of winning the whole thing. But that's life though, man. Sometimes you get so close and you don't reach your goal.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Oh, that's true.
Yeah. And then I wish he would utilize the talent he's trying to hoard a little better. Because you can't tell me that JoJo Trader is not like good enough to get more snaps than what he had.
Yeah, I mean that's a road we can go down. But
yeah, he had a couple drops. Yeah, but at the end of the day, man, some kids you got to build up their confidence. Some people you got to spoon feed them. You know what I'm saying? Give them more reps and game reps. Because he might be balling out in practice and everything like that, but then you give him the game time, he might get the ball thrown 3 times. Sometimes you get butterflies. You know what I'm saying? You expect him to perform so much that you let yourself down. You get in your own head.
Mm-hmm. No, listen, 100%. Like there's nothing you said that's wrong. I guess at the end of the day, you know, I mean that's a whole show within itself. Like I said, we talked about that, but
yeah, and then like you can't tell me he don't keep giving people. It's like a little favoritism, like the Alex Bowman thing. He stayed out for all them snaps after he made a big mistake. Like JoJo Trader drop the ball once, you take him out the game.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
you get what I'm saying?
I get it.
So you play a little favoritism. I get. I don't know, man. You and what was what Elijah was? I think he was injured.
Lofton, yeah, shoulder was hurt. I guess.
Lofton, he was hurt that. So, but you ain't got nobody else out there like another big body.
Apparently not. Apparently they don't.
You could have thrown extra linemen out there for all I care.
They did on the goal line.
Oh, he doing.
But,
I'm talking about on the punt. On the punt.
They had Fatuli out there. I think that's how you said it. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But yeah, he was actually out there in the up back position. Yeah. So I mean, like I say,
I ain't gonna.
I'm all for it, man.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, we all for it. We like I said, we make it happen. I was saying, man, you still a member, right?
Yeah.
Man, you got to jump in that Discord, man. We can chop it up, man. You already a member?
Yeah, I be checking. I be in the Discord when the game time come on. You know what I'm saying? So I can hear what everybody talk about.
Okay. So
sometimes I watch the games by myself. When I watch it by myself, that's when I hop in the Discord.
I got you.
I don't know, man. I'm not a social media type of guy. I go on there maybe a little bit and get off. I don't really post. I just like to watch. See what everybody
Discord, like I
about.
said, you have people have conversation, man. They be in there talking ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I know it was running late. I done blew my chance early out here riding my bike and everything. Got all that wind on me. I had a whole bunch of stuff I was talking about when we had time, but it's the final countdown now. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
12th round.
It is. And you know what that means? You know what that means, right? We about to get up out this joint, man. All right. Fool, you got to call in more, man. You used to call in all the time. I thought you left old coach, man.
No, man. I only only thing I lost is my girl. That's about it.
Damn.
Hey, man, life goes on. That's part of life.
Tough work right now.
Like they say, I seen them come, I seen them go.
Damn. Boy said, how long you was with her, dog?
On and off 7 years.
Damn. Oh, my bad.
Hey, but like they say, either take a shit or get off the commode. I guess I got off the commode.
Yes, sir. I'm about to get off this live because that thing a little crazy. My Lord. Nah, but hit us up, man. We're gonna be back in here, man. Ain't nothing changed, man. We still in here, man.
Yeah, next time when I hop, I ain't gonna have like 100-mile-an-hour wind.
Man, that boy had
past my
that boy loose with it. All right, brother. Jordan Poole in the building. Y'all clap it up for him, man. Y'all know what time it is.
All right, coach. It's good to hear from you.
You too, brother.
Yes, sir.
Dog dropped 7 on him. But anyway, shout out to Shock in this thing. Y'all know what time it is. Yes. We gotta go. Shock, talk to us, Shock. We gotta go. We gotta go. Man, we've been on here forever in the day, man. It's checkout time, bro. Hey, Shock, talk to us, Shock. Shock, it's checkout time, Shock. Talk to him. Hey, we gotta go. We up out here, baby. 1 time for your mind, 2 times for your soul. Make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe button. On the way out of this thing, we're going to have the night show going. We got night shift, day shift, afternoon shift, everything else, man. Living the life of a boss player. I'm up out this joint, man. Hit the button on the way out of this thing, man. Peace. Go Canes, baby. Yes, sir. We gotta go. Shot!
Yo, man, it's checkout time. It's time to get out.
It's checkout time, baby.
Bitches. We out, man. Fuck that shit.
We out of here, man. Peace. Great show, man. Awesome.